Tell me.
Because they're not full of glitter.
Glitter can't possibly affect the balance.
Okay, has everyone got their letters? Those who received letters.
Yep, I have my letter here.
Yep. I'm looking forward to you opening yours, I'm not gonna lie.
And I got my titular letter and my long letter.
Yep.
I've got the 5 letters.
Yep.
So we open them when you tell us.
Yep. Right. So we'll either be early into the session or midway through the session, depending on what you guys want to do at Patch's Market.
One of these
yes, the market's still open, isn't it?
Well, you guys are traveling with the market.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of for the homebrew campaign, because in fact I may be incorporating something that involves patches, because I think I've created my own version of the Fae realms.
Nice. That gets complicated.
Oh, I think my character might be interesting. I'll start with the Fae realms.
Oh, I don't think this is the, is this the same campaign or different campaign?
Yeah, because I'm setting the homebrew campaign for you guys in the same world as the Sleepy Hollow campaign, but you'll be on a different continent.
Cool.
Yay!
Mm.
I like stuff like this.
Okay, well, it just makes it, because I wanted to include you in that world, because it's easier if I've been creating it rather than creating a whole new world.
Exactly. That's why I built that whole Falrand world, because then it's like I can throw people in at different directions, whatever campaign I'm running.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Sorry, get on.
I wanted to ask one thing, Nick, and this is a bit weird. So I didn't realize how many languages a human ranger starts with, because human ranger alone, I get like 6 languages.
Huh?
Yeah, human, an extra language, so common and an extra language.
Yeah.
Ranger gets an extra language based on what their preferred prey is, what their preferred target is.
Okay.
And then if I've got, instead of taking the traveling one, I've taken the uncanny traveler, and the canny traveling feat that you get in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything at first level gives you an additional 2 languages.
Okay. Well, rangers possibly could.
Exactly, yeah. What I was going to ask is, on top of that, I get 2 additional languages from Sage background. I was wondering, would you be okay with me dropping a language to take 1 more tool proficiency? I won't start with the tool, but it's something I'd like to be proficient in.
Yeah, I'd say you could do that.
Thank you. Okay, so my character
Don't look at the anthropologist then. God help me, you'll get sick of languages.
No, again, it's like Sage. You get 2 extra languages from Anthropologist, but the skills you get aren't the ones I want my character to. Like, I like the Arcana and History from Sage.
Yeah. It's like the anthropologist. You spend so long studying a culture, you'll learn the language.
Yeah. And to be honest, you get loads of languages of Ranger anyway, because you basically just learn more languages based on what you hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd rather my character not start with 9 languages.
bloody hell. But then hanging around with me, you'll learn the language of possibly coward, maybe thieves can.
Only rogues can learn these cants. No other class can learn them.
Yeah, it's like druids can learn druidic.
Exactly.
Actually, there are a couple. Bards can because they know all speak, and
True.
monks of the Cobalt Soul can.
Oh,
True. But even they actually still roll with have to roll to see if they understand the deeper meaning.
I know. I was just demonstrating I listen.
Well done.
Have we had a long rest, by the way?
Part of the initial role play will be you guys
Okay.
having a long rest.
Okay, thank you. Just
So-
wanted to make sure because, dear God, my dog is injured.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we entered a temple, killed a mini god, sunk the temple, got the temple vanished, and now we're with the circus.
Basically.
Now we've joined up the fairy circus
Yeah.
Yay!
to get fast travel to Dunder.
Dunder South.
Dunder South.
Yeah, Dunder South. Yeah, that's right.
So, and we know that Dale is okay now.
Yeah, you saw using, I believe, the scrying orb.
My scrying orb.
We've got 2.
We used the scrying orb and I popped in onto Lana's ship just to tell her it was safe to land now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you used the mirror.
Hmm.
So
Only for
very
just
useful
1
item.
minute.
Yeah.
Didn't want to take the risk.
No, just in case.
Mm.
Okay then. So we will start up as you are all led in after your fight with in the Temple of Gorlick, where you fought the Butcher, aka Yinogu, the demon lord of the Gnolls.
And there's 2 hellhounds.
Yeah. So as you are led in, you are led straight into the tavern area, run by the 3 members of staff there, all clad in round plate armor that puts you in mind of onions. Onion night bar.
Yay!
From here, you are presented with lovely meals catered specifically to your race or class, depending on which one you would prefer. Large ale is provided, and rooms are provided specifically to your personalized comfort. Now, the last time you stayed here, yours appeared to be a cottage bedroom, which was very nice. It is still that. Yours, likewise, appeared, again, quite similar, a bit of a cottage bedroom, but the difference was the view from yours was a forest, while the view from yours was fields. Okay. Zed, yours is still much the same as when you last had it, the almost hide yurt-like building. And inside is the roaring campfire, very, very comfortable, and there is plenty of space for you and Tibbles. The difference now, though, is where you previously came in and it was a bit more generic orc, the shrines and symbols of the orc pantheon have been replaced with signs and symbols of the lunar pantheon. So markings of Fenris Sulfur, markings of Saloon, Eliastri. And as you lay your head down to rest, you realize that directly above you is a fake cutout in the top of the yurt, in the top of the room, where it shows a beautiful night sky with the moon passing overhead slightly faster than it would do if you were actually in the real world.
I will say that surprises me because Patches hates speaking about that which shall not be named.
He dislikes clerics, but if you follow his rules, he can like you as a person. Just not your life choices.
Yeah, but which basically means don't preach or don't mention religion, so...
That's right. Narlock, your room is vastly different to the last time you stayed at the Fae Market. The last time you stayed here, it was again a orcish hide tent, more associated with home, slightly craggier, lots of furs rather than hides, typical of a traveling orc tribe. This time you walk in and it's a quite nice metropolitan style bedroom, fireplace roaring. There are slight hints of orc culture spread about the room, different symbols to hunts or heroes of orc history. But for the most part, it's like an upscale Premier Inn.
Need to don't give you the tea and coffee facilities.
And you kind of get the feel that it's changing as you as a person are changing.
I mean, he's
mean,
not too vocal about it. He's not gonna be. But he's a little, I would say, slightly uneasy, but also at ease, because it's a massive change.
It is.
But at the same time, he knows this is comforting. So, yeah.
Likewise with you, though, when you lay your head down to rest, you notice in the ceiling, not a cutout so you could see into the sky, but there is a cutout in the roof, in the ceiling of the room, that has the depiction of Helm, or at least Helm's shield. Okay.
Okay.
Sleep comes to all of you very well, very nice, very relaxing. One of the best night's sleep you've had in a very long time. When you awaken, the Fae Market is fully in swing. It looks like this place never rests, and time doesn't really exist here in the same way it does in the material plane. As I said before, you see dozens of different species, not just ones that you've seen previously, but ones you've only read about. You can see illithids, also known as mind flayers, walking around buying, selling things with their tentacles.
I can just imagine the mind players going around and comparing jewelry on the tentacles or something.
That's the thing, there's depictions in some of the books where they do. Like they go to like drow cities and buy just knickknacks and all sorts.
Is it
Weird.
enjoy elder brain shampoo?
Is there anything particularly any party members would like to do? You have one day in the Fae Market with patches keeping you well informed so that you should be arriving on the 29th of Marpanoth.
I would like to first of all check 20 saddlebags because I realised I haven't been checking them, and you said he sometimes finds things.
Give me a d20 roll.
Dramatic little, what's it? 11.
11. You find a small bag within the saddlebag that appears to have been collecting small raw gemstones.
Oh.
The total worth of the bag is probably close to about 150 gold, and it's sort of a mixed bag of what gemstones are in there. But basically, if you say a certain colour, there's probably one or two in there. Fairly cheap, nothing over the top. We're not talking like diamonds, sapphires, rubies. We're talking close to like garnet, maybe a pearl, something like that.
Okay.
As well as that, you find a few strips of leather.
Some leather.
Yeah. A few spare gold pieces that when you actually look at them, look like they've been kind of collected into a bag. And you notice Measley kind of giving you a look.
What, are these yours?
You kind of get the idea that he's been putting them together to make it for when you came to collect them a bit easier.
Oh.
Right, because basically 20 just picks them up loose.
Mm.
So Measley's been kind of like, for want of a better word, ferreting them away.
Nice.
That dog's got more treasure than you.
All right, well, I pat Measley.
He's okay with us.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for collecting the gold together for me. Where did you get goggles from?
That's my treasure.
Okay, so you're... I mean, it depends. Do you want him to behave as an intelligent weasel or as your familiar? You get the call when it comes down to this. If you go with familiar, you get the clear answer, but it might be subdued due to the Fae background. Otherwise, we're playing charades.
Intelligent weasel.
Intelligent weasel. You get the idea that basically taken select gemstones, strips of leather, little brass fittings that have been collected. Mostly what is actually in the saddlebags is junk. You could sell this as like scrap metal or bits and pieces for a few silver.
So you're telling me he made himself the goggles?
He made himself the goggles.
Nice.
Which actually, if you take a look at them, you do see that they're made of raw gemstones rather than cut ones, and one is purple and the other is red.
I'm not taking them. He can keep his tiny goggles.
No, I mean just looking at the goggles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much gold? And then I'll probably spend the rest of the day working on my spells.
For about 5 gold in assorted currencies.
All right, I will add that to the party loot pile for what little good that does.
It wasn't a great roll.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's still a very good boy for finding gold and gemstones.
Yeah.
And then
Big Balfour.
Are you going to pull the broom of flying out one day and find out that Mizi's only the turbo?
or a very, very
Right.
small side saddle.
Okay, so you're going to spend the day working on your spell.
Yeah.
So I would say in this place, if you want to basically spend dedicated time doing it, you could probably push yourself a little bit harder.
I was going to say I've got that. I think we've still got that.
Yeah,
The thing I can't remember. What
like a lectern, like a desk, like a writing desk.
yeah, I know. I wrote it down in here somewhere. Lectern of the Apprentice or something like that.
Something like that.
It's in here somewhere. I know we put it in the bag of holding because I was very insistent that. Oh, here we go. Lectern of Magical Study.
There we go. So I would say be able to push yourself for 12 hours study today if you agree to not do anything else in the market.
That's fine by me.
And because you're using 12 hours and because of where you are, I will allow you to knock off 24 hours.
Yes.
Because if you're going to get any supplies, it's going to be here.
Mm-hmm. So could I knock off some of the gold expenditure towards it as well? Then?
It will be upscaled. You will need to spend a minimum of 100 gold worth, so you'll need to drop 1,000 gold for 100 gold. If you want to go a bit more, it's 1 gold is 10 gold.
No, not worth it for the amount of gold I've got left to put into it. I'll wait until we're in a place. With
Okay, for the 24 hours, you will still need to put up 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh, okay.
Just as a bare minimum, because it's got to be the back and forth.
All right then.
Yeah.
Knock that off.
Which will knock you off 100 gold pieces from the
No
total
problem.
money left to spend.
Okay.
Okay. Zed, we'll go counterclockwise. Okay. So Zed, is there anything you would like to do with your time in the Fae market? There's obviously stalls of anything you could want. You could wander to your heart's content, seeing myriads of different races and creatures interacting where they normally wouldn't. It's up to you.
I would say because that doesn't actually really want anything at the moment.
No, I mean, the main thing that you guys wanted was the travel.
Maybe it's just taking this as actual downtime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll probably be in the end. Actually, he's got his armor off for once.
Wow.
And he's just sitting there enjoying the time with Tibbles. I mean, when was the last time he actually got to wind down?
Yeah. As you come out not wearing your armor, Patches does make his way, which is like, would you like that laundered? I'm sure it reeks a little bit.
Yes, please.
Fantastic. 5 gold. Thank you. It will be back to you by the time you leave. And he picks up your plate armor in one hand and just wanders off. And you see it dump him. You see him dump it with a
Just opens the laundry chute.
Not quite. He takes it over to where there is a half-naked dwarf with red hair that's sort of like pulled back in a long mohawk, who kind of just goes and just takes it over to the smithy to have it like repaired, laundered, just full work done.
Yeah.
No enhancement, just get it looking good and get it smelling good. That's going back smelling of lemon pledge.
How long have I got left until the full moon as well?
So the full moon is the 10th of every month.
10, so we'll get and the market will drop us out by the 3rd, did you say?
No, the market will drop you off on the 29th.
Oh, on the 29th?
Yeah,
I thought...
we learned a 10-day journey into 1 day.
Oh, okay. So we haven't crossed into the next month yet. Okay, yeah.
No, you're still in the 10th month. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, happy to have downtime for you. So you can spend your time with Tibbles. You can get some really nice food, some nice drinks. Doesn't have to just be ale, obviously. They have juices, milks from all manner of beasts.
Yeah.
Name your pick, they've got it.
He's just preparing. He's just having what might be his last holiday before Gestalt murders him.
Probably. Okay. Narlock.
Narlock has 2 things he wants to do. Number 1, he's going to change into one of his disguises, but not fully, so it's still recognizable he's him. because his armor took quite a beating in that last round, and he's going to see if he can get it repaired.
Okay, not a problem.
Oh, also by the end of this day, he will be getting a bath. I'll put that out when
Not
it
a
comes to
problem.
the end of it.
Um,
The main thing he wants to do though is he wants to find books on 2 subjects:
absolutely doable.
what it means to be a paladin, and on the Temple of Helm, on Helm himself. Actually,
Yeah.
any information he can get.
Okay, I am so glad I'd actually been reading up on Helm today, actually, so that's fantastic. That is just good luck. Okay, give me an investigation roll, just to see how quickly you manage to do the smaller jobs, see how much of a relaxing bath you can have.
Investigation rolls off of Constitution.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
What's it?
No, it's just straight up roll.
What's the book called? Knowing Smite from Wrong.
Oh, I'm adding that. I am adding that.
That's great.
13.
13. So this obviously isn't your first time in the Fae market, in the market of patches, the hyena. Knowing Smite from Wrong. Sorry, making a note of that to add later. I'll work out who wrote that, probably Richard Belmont, but that's the point. What, you're going to talk about paladins, you're going to talk about probably the most famous paladin this world has. Okay, so it doesn't take you long to find someone able to repair and clean out your studded leather armor. You wind up going to the tabaxi who sold you rope during your first visit.
Mm-hmm.
The black and silver, almost tiger print tabaxi, likewise wearing leather armor. And you didn't really notice this before. I mean, you did notice this, but you didn't take note of it, which was kind of amusing. This has kind of gone this way. But his armaments include a very beautiful swept hilt rapier and a series of 3 handguns at his other side. So just kind of weird that.
I just see it and I just sort of go, all right, and show me on and just go, oh.
Ah, it's a very nice piece, my friend. Very nice.
Yes, I believe I got this last one from you.
No, you've never bought a gun from me. No, I only sell rope and leather goods.
Oh, that was from that gentleman over there. My apologies.
You bought the gun from an employee of Bosco when you were in Brayla City.
Bosco.
So you remember you went to
Oh, Bosco's Wares, yeah.
Yeah, Bosco's Good Bedding was what it was called.
That was
Didn't sell
it.
any bedding.
No, well, he did sell bedding, but then basically used thieves' cant to say that you wanted to see the other things, and she pulled a lever, and everything turned over to show firearms and gunpowder.
That's right. Yes, it must have been the ammunition I got from him. Then could have been.
Yeah, you did pick up some ammunition while you were here. Might have been from him, because he might have just sold some of his excess.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes, I do remember. Because I definitely remember buying some from a tabaxi.
Yes, you did. You bought bullets and gunpowder, and basically just bought some of his excess.
So if he has any more, I would gladly take some. But also about you says he can sort my armor out.
Yeah, he mostly does leather goods and rope, but he is also happy to do. He's happy to sell you any excess he's got. And he's just like, I can't part with any more gunpowder. I've only got 1 powder keg left, and I'll probably need that for when I go on my own little journey in a few years. Instead, how about, would you like some more bullets?
That will do for now, yes.
Would you like the standard or the silver? I have a few pouches of both.
Nice.
Have you clocked 2 years yet?
I've still got 17 silver ones left, so I'll just go for standard.
Okay, he happily sells you a bag of 20 standard bullets, which cost you 100 gold pieces.
That's understandable where we are.
See that Glenn's really got a
And
thing against.
I'm actually glad that you said 100 because I have on my sheet here 100 gold just on its own that I found somewhere.
Ah, thank you very much, my friend. I will have your leather armor cleaned, spick and span, ready for tomorrow morning.
No problem. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay. The other thing you want to do is go hunting for books, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, that 13 is absolutely fine. So you finish your search sometime around mid-afternoon, so like after lunch, before tea time. But you do come away with 2 books from one of the booksellers down here, who happily parts with a copy about. He does specifically want to know what kind of paladin you are a paladin of, because obviously each god has their own remits, and each god remits their own oaths. So a paladin of Bahamut would not behave the same way as a paladin of Bane, for example.
Yeah.
So
I'll say to him, well, I am a paladin of Helm, who is god of protection.
Right, okay. So this one do you fine. And just this crusty old man with like this mottled beard just reaches down, pulls out a book, and just kind of dusts the top off. And it's basically a history of paladins of gods of protection, but not war, because there's the big distinction. Because a lot of protection deities will also be war deities, but Helm isn't. Okay.
How much do I owe for this?
That'll be 250 gold for that one.
Again, I go into my bag and I take out, it was 500 gold I had a stack of, so I took 100 off. I take out 250 from that stack and hand it to him.
Yep. And then you're looking for information on Helm specifically, yeah?
Yeah.
You've already bought one, so we'll call this one 100 gold, and he hands you basically just a history of different aspects of Helm's history as it has been recorded.
Okay.
So it's very short because from what you can gather as you kind of give it a glance, Helm doesn't have a very active history, if that makes sense. He has been a part of every major event in the kind of celestial realm, but he's very much a god who's in the back. He's doing his own thing, which is basically allowing all the other gods to do their thing.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate bodyguard.
He's the if everyone else, you could sort of compare if warriors on the battlefield, you've got other gods would be playing the mind, other ones would be playing the sword. He's playing the shield, not considered as important, but equally so for defending.
Exactly. Which of those books do you want to read first? I assume you're going to read one while you're having a bath. And because of the time you've had, they can prepare you a very luxurious bath.
I'm going to say I'm going to read the one on being a paladin first, because that's what I'm going to need to come to understand at the minute for the immediate future. The one on Helm I can read in my own downtime at night before we turn in for a long rest.
Absolutely. Okay, so looking to the pages you're still looking at, which is the section on gods of protection, their remits, and more specifically aspects that align to Helm, you realize there are probably 4 major deities who come under the realm of protection, which is what this kind of paladin is that you're looking at. Yeah?
Okay.
The gods that you're looking at there include Helm, Kelemvor, one of the gods of death, but one of the better ones, basically an enemy of Merkul. There is Torm, and there is Lathander, the god of sunlight. And what you can grasp specifically about the way that you should be behaving as a paladin of Helm is that whereas other gods of protection and combat have a very strict structure in how they behave, Helm doesn't. With being a paladin of Helm, it's about having an objective having an oath, having your primary guiding aspect, and whatever it means getting to that point. It's hilarious you chose Helm, because genuinely Helm is the god of the ends justify the means.
Oh,
Yeah, I am not even joking.
so that would explain why both Helm and Nick told me, Helm and Zed said, well, you don't need to be a better fighter to protect someone. If you're good at what you do as a sneak thief, that's how you do it.
Exactly. And that is literally it, to be honest. Like I said, it's hilarious that Helm was the one you chose. There's loads of stuff, and when Narlock reads you the book, he'll learn this. But basically, a lot of Helm's biggest enemies are the gods who don't agree with how he behaves when he's doing his duty. Like, for example, during the time of Troubles, where loads of the gods were made mortal, he was tasked with basically not allowing any of the mortal gods to walk straight back into heaven. And
Right.
He actually killed multiple good deities because that was his job.
Okay, tell Fenris not to piss off.
Like, he killed the original goddess of magic, destroying magic across the Forgotten Realms. Because he was... Huh?
You killed Desna.
Mystara.
What did they kill her for?
Because she tried to walk into heaven claiming that she deserved to be there. And she just tried to walk past and it was like, fucking nope.
She got better.
Yeah, she got better when she became a different person. Because now Mystara is actually Midnight, who was a mortal wizard.
She went on a journey of self-discovery.
She went on a journey to fight Bane.
Jeez.
And won.
Nice.
Brilliant. Honestly, Time of Troubles, fantastic novels. Okay, so that is what Narlock has done with his day off. Roboto.
Well, I know everyone's aware that Roberto's only after one thing. I know.
Mothers.
That's several things, isn't it?
Well, depends how many mothers.
True. Depends on the situation.
Don't get a true resurrection and go after Nick's mum. Sorry, Zed's mum.
She's dead.
Yeah, you'd need a true resurrection spell to get at her.
Sorry, true resurrection.
Oh, shit.
You can't cast that. You can't cast that spell.
Yeah, you've given up magic.
Seldine's not going to help you.
Don't come asking me for money.
And I can't. And we can't use true resurrection because it doesn't work on orcs.
Very true. Oh my god.
I shall cast Roberto's imagination. Anyway.
Sorry, we shouldn't mock your
joking aside,
character.
Joking aside, he's actually after two things. One is a nice luxurious bath to start the day.
To start the day, oh yeah, you can have absolute. Basically, you just decide how much time you want to spend in this bath. It'll be kept hot. It will have scented oils, herbs, soaps. You can pay for a series of Fae-like creatures to come and wash you, if you would so please.
A Fae bath or a face scrub.
Oh,
I thought you said Fae bar, and I was going to say, yeah, I want to take you to a Fae bar, Fae bar. Anyway.
There is a Fae bar.
yeah, it's run by an Onion Knight.
Oh, yeah. Might go there later. Anyway, so luxurious bath. I'm probably not going to go and have the creatures, but I might request to see if I could have like a nice drink or something like that. So just...
Oh god, yeah, you have the... What kind of drink are you after?
I'm actually wondering if they've got any Fae specialist drinks or anyway. So
You want to drink a Fae drink?
I want to know what a Fae drink is like.
Okay. I'm happy for you to do that.
Mm.
The Onion Knight is happy to sell you that, but does say, does sir know the consequences of the Fae realm's personal drinks?
No, good sir. Please do enlighten me.
Have you got any plans you want to do today?
Maybe do a little bit of browsing in the market.
I'd recommend you do that before you have your drink.
Then I might take your advice on it because it might become a very interesting day.
Oh, it will.
Right then, good sir.
I'll get it
This
ready.
isn't going to be like that coffee, is it?
Which one?
Don't we have that coffee that we all necked and we have to make the con save else our
Oh
hearts
god,
explode?
the orc coffee.
Yeah.
Mm.
The only thing stronger than orc coffee is apparently bugbear coffee.
I am curious though, does the Red Bull in this market really give you wings?
It's fable, so yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want? So the bath and the drink will be prepared for you when you get back.
Mhm.
What do you want to do with the morning?
I think with the market, it's just to browse and just see what the food stores are like. Just have a look, see what kind of accessories they might have on the jewelry market. Or...
Yeah, so in terms of the food stalls, they have multiple different food stalls catering to different cultures, different religions, different races. You find a very nice sandwich bar run by a very nice human woman who is happy to let you browse. Think like Subway, but a bigger selection. There's like street food with different races. Some you recognize as halfling, some you recognize as orc, things you've never seen before. Quite a large selection of chocolate-coated insects. It's a bit weird.
Wow. I'm quite pure by the sandwich bit, so I have a little look, and I just literally, because they look absolutely delicious, I just literally, as a joke, I know I'm going to get slapped, but I just say to the lady, "These are some cracking buns I've ever seen."
Thank you, mate. I've made them myself. Now, just to describe this woman. You've seen Rick and Morty, yeah?
Yep.
You remember the booby bar? In the
God.
first season when they go to the Giant's realm and they're kind of coming back and there's like a bar in the stairs.
Oh god, it's been a while since I've seen it. So
Jenny will get a picture.
Yeah, you continue. I'll get
Yeah.
a picture.
Basically, she has massive boobs that enter a room before she does. I think Arya, but human.
okay.
Fanny.
A little bit of a butterface, but otherwise nice.
It
Pleasant
is-
as a person.
I was gonna say, how much to try on, please?
Well, would Sir like 1 foot long or 3-4 inches?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her. That's what she looks like.
Okay. Forever in your search history, it will now say Rick and Morty big fake boobies.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I mean, halfling, I do have a big appetite, but I'll tell you what, I'll start with a foot long.
Very good. What meat would Sir like? And there's like selections of meats across the board. Some like standard ones, others are like exotic meats from like animals that you guys have fought. You can see like hydra steaks, which are circular. Weirdly, a very green meat because the head just grows back. You've got different meats from like different animals. So like if you pick a mythical creature, it will be there. It's all like cured and smoked, ready to go on a sandwich. Very deli selection.
I'm gonna roll and try and use some of my bardic charm. I just look at her with a sly look in my eyes. I'm like, surprise me.
Okay, give me that D20 roll. Actually, give me a D100 roll.
Oh, okay. So it's just percentile, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just because everyone's having a wash, can I just have it noted Celine is washing, but she's basically doing sink washing because she's studying. Just because I don't want her to be the stinky one.
She could have a bath brought to her room.
Okay, that one then.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. Right. One number out, it would have been a perfect number. I got a 68.
Damn. Okay,
Next
so I know what 69 is, and that's hilarious. The result on that one. Gorgon meat.
Oh shit!
68.
It might be a bit gritty.
Joke, doesn't matter. I'll tell you guys at a later date.
Oh wait, I know what Gorgon meat does.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has a stony. Basically, Gorgon, think Viagra.
I was actually thinking.
It makes you rock hard.
Hey, they cause petrification.
Turns men to stone.
I just want to get over the fact that you've literally made Subfae.
Yeah, Subfae. I told you there is so much stuff in Patch's market. You guys haven't even scratched the surface. That's why I was going to send you the NPC list.
Nice.
There is a rotating list of NPCs. So, like, you know that Tabaxi that you guys just bought stuff off?
Yeah.
He is actually one of the main villains in
Nailed it.
Archipelago of Dragons. And in Archipelago of Dragons, do you remember Gring the Goblin that you met?
Yes.
He becomes a merchant in Patch's Market.
Demi Patches.
So it's kind of a rotating cast that I can just always call from. And I think I've got like 50 NPCs that I just pull on at random.
Okay, so is it whenever a villain is defeated, he needs to recount his losses, he works for the market to build up his supplies again?
Basically.
Sometimes it's just, hey, I like this NPC and I don't want to consign him to death.
Exactly.
No, not the market! Not the market shift! Oh, how I love this place.
Okay. So the meat you get is Harpy Wing. Obviously deboned.
Okay.
But yeah, think like a whole harpy's wing, and then it's like barbecue sauced and the bone removed. So yeah, barbecue chicken wing on a sandwich
Jesus.
Is
with like
it boneless?
3 or 4. Yeah, it is. Yeah, boneless. Because that'd just be a terrible idea.
So at least it's the wing. At least there isn't actually a whole singing harpy in there.
Or a harpy's breast. Because harpies do have boobs.
Oh yeah. Of
Human
course,
ones.
yes.
Yeah, because they're half human, half bird. Kind of. And kind of like a mixture of like spiced cheeses that go with the barbecue quite nicely.
Damn.
And a nice selection of vegetables.
That sounds really fucking tasty.
Actually, it's probably pureed fruits rather than vegetables to kind of go with the
Ooh, and those nice blackberry chutney things.
yeah, and like apple, whatever.
Nice.
Anything else you want to look at before you go back for your bath and your Fae cocktail?
Well, for a start, how much was the sandwich?
15 gold.
Right.
Everything's price is jacked here. I don't know if it's like that Patch is taking a big ass commission or just like set prices. Well done, Pyramid.
Gold!
He does love gold.
So I just say to the lady, I think in Milady, I just do sort of like a bit of a bow, and then I just go and have a look at the market. I'd like to see if they've got anything at the accessories, see if they might just have any like little things that might amp up things, abilities, resistances.
So you're looking for like magical trinkets?
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. So there are a large range of magical stores that sell earrings, regular rings, anything you can think of, amulets, belt buckles, anything that can be an accessory can also be enchanted. So it's the question of what do you want to boost? Do you want to boost a stat? Do you want to boost armor class? Do you want to boost a saving throw?
Ooh, so stats are pretty good. Quite happy with my armor class. Weapons are fucking amazing. That's a really good question, actually.
Just let you know, you are not going to find better weapons than the ones you have. Same with the rest of the party.
I could just see if I could just bump the armor class, possibly just by a smidgen.
So what do you already have that boosts your armor class? You can only have you can only have so much.
It's my +3 splint armor.
Is that all you've got?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's selections of rings of increased armor class. That's the standard, and they go from +1 all the way up to +3.
Okay.
That is the most common enchanted ring for armor protection. There is, of course, also any manner of things to increase resistances or to give you resistance to certain elements. Now, with elemental resistances things, you can only ever have one active at once. I will say that.
How much are like the +1 armor class?
+1 from Patch's Market, about 10 grand.
If you want access to the party funds, we do have that much. I think. Hold on. Basically,
It's all in my bag of holding.
Have
I've
you
got some as well.
You've got like 3 bags of holding there?
I've got 18,005 gold pieces in my bag of holding, plus there's some platinum somewhere as well.
Wow.
I have 25,000 platinum, 25 rubies, which are worth 5,000 gold each.
Jesus.
Now, if I just go through the money, that'll be easier. 4,000 copper, 3,000 silver, 5,608 gold, 306 platinum, 30 electrum. One down here, 12,000 copper, 6,000 gold, 6,000 silver, 2,000 gold. The next lot goes on down here, which is 5 gold there, 50 gold, 30,000 gold, 300 platinum, 55 platinum. I have money.
Basically,
Pretty well.
Basically, you're quite welcome to take it from the party funds because between us, we've got enough to buy a small city.
If the party doesn't mind, then I shall reach into the funds and I shall pay for a ring of +1.
Okay, so
I
it's
would
10.
Thank you.
personally say that the money should come out of Chris's bag of holding because you are basically locked in your room.
This is fair enough then. So it's 10 grand worth of gold. Is that
10
right?
grand worth of gold is going to be 2,000 platinum, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, I'll just take 2,000 off the 25,000 platinum and give it to you.
You are an absolute gem, if I may say so. Oh, one quick question, Narlock. Just out of curiosity,
Yes?
Have you ever had a Fae drink before?
No.
Would you like to join me in one this evening?
Will this affect me reading the book, Carl?
I don't think we're going to know.
I'm going to say if you have it after your bath, no.
Okay. Roberto, let me finish. Yeah, he comes out with just basically a towel wrapped around him. Let me finish my bath and I'll join you.
That sounds absolutely great. I'm just sort of looking at it because he's like half naked. I'm like, damn, he's actually not bad looking.
He isn't. Actually, who's got the high charisma out of you two? I think it might actually be Chris.
Yeah, because I've got 14.
18.
Yeah. You got a massive boost when you went paladin.
I've just like sort of noticed. I'm like, you're looking a little bit more. You have this radiance about you. It's emanating. It's fascinating and mysterious. In a way.
Just sort of as I'm going back in, just go.
You're engaged.
Yes.
Engaged to be engaged.
Technically not yet, but he is holding himself because of that.
What happened
That's why
with
he has
Patch's
not,
Market?
Yeah, he hasn't. That's why he hasn't hired anyone.
What happens in Patch's Market stays in Patch's diary.
Yeah, then it goes on Thaurin Tube.
Remember to note down your accessory if you're buying something.
Okay,
For God's sake, otherwise we're just down 10 gold.
So
10,000.
obviously, when you put that on, it reduces your armor class by 1 point. So because Thaco,
So I will just say I'm now at -3.
great.
Oh, nothing's hitting you.
I think Zed still has the best armor class. What's Zed's armor class?
-3.
Yeah, same.
Am I the only one still in plus numbers?
What is your armor class?
2.
Ow.
I'm equipped with like 3 accessories to help me out.
And you have the highest,
Wizard.
and you have the highest dexterity.
I've got the highest dex and I still am going to die.
It's only because of some of the things I have I'm actually wearing that mine's is so low.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got that pendant of helm actually, which boosts your armor class.
My dog's got better armor than me.
Yeah.
The ring of Gax as well.
Yeah.
It used to be 3. Then it got the ring of Gax, which brought it down to 1, and then the thing of Helm has now brought it down to just 0.
Yeah. Okay. So you two are having your evening off. You're studying, but also having a very relaxing night, having a nice bath, having nice food.
Watch
everything's-
20 at some point, which is probably not the best idea.
It works, and he does as he's told and behaved, but it's one of those where he does exactly as he's told, but you know he wants to be out and playing and like chasing squirrels and stuff. But he does as he's told.
Once he's had a bath, I'll tell him he can go and play for half an hour, and he has to listen to Measly, and then I'll let him out.
Yeah, at some point Zed will just watch 20 just out into the market.
With a weasel on his back still.
And he's got the goggles on.
Because of them goggles, why am I just picturing Measly just before he goes out, like throw a scarf over his shoulder and just go,
Yep.
He does have the blue cape.
He does have a little blue cape because White Man sent him on as a present.
Yeah. Okay. Fae drink. Is that where we're at?
There's nothing else everyone wants to do, or
Well, these two have said everything they're doing. Zed's having the day off quite nice and relaxing, to be honest. Zed's just having a great day, just proper luxuriated relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have no worries today. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
He's just sat there with his sunny delight.
Pretty much. You're just basically sat at the bar having drinks brought to you as and when you want, and like a bowl of food and drink constantly being refilled for Tibbles. You two are at the most relaxed you have ever been. Okay.
Magic.
I need everyone who is taking a Fae cocktail, which I can't. Basically, it looks like a tequila sunrise, but instead of having a small parasol umbrella in it, it has a crystallized pixie.
oh,
Drink the fairy.
Yeah. I'm glad someone got that.
nice.
An actual fairy covered in crystal.
Pretty much.
That's awful.
Archfey. They are all.
No, the awful thing is how it comes out.
You don't have to drink the fairy.
Unless you
It's-
want to.
Also not recommended. You're better off chewing. It's crystallized.
That fairy is going in no matter what happens.
Yeah. Oh, good. I
Oh,
need
Lord.
both of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Bottoms up.
Yeah.
Con.
Hmm?
Nice.
get up. Oh, right, hang on, I'll bring it over to you.
I got a dirty 20.
Fantastic.
19.
So I also get dirty 20.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, now at base, I need both of you to make a charisma saving throw.
Right.
You're ruining my relaxing day.
What do you mean at base?
At base. If you had failed, it would be disadvantage.
18.
18.
8.
8. Roberto, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at base. Narlock, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
I'm not liking all these change effects.
There's one more after this one.
Okay, 12.
Dirty 20.
His dice have forgiven
Wow.
him.
What the hell?
12.
That's setting me up for
Wow,
something.
okay. Narlock, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw at disadvantage. And Roberto, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw at advantage. So you pass every save.
Oh, that's
18.
That's cactus
Okay.
hell.
And the only reason it's 18 is because the other roll was a nat 20.
Oh, yeah. That didn't roll so well for that one. That was a 7.
Okay, this is an interesting sequence. We have Roberto with pass, fail, and Narlock with pass, fail, pass. Zed, are you watching them at the bar?
Yeah, he's just said like, oh, this isn't going to end well.
You're not their babysitter. You're not obliged to look after them.
No, this is my day off. If they want to destroy themselves, let them.
Zed, you see them disappear, and then about 30 seconds later, reappear and fall off their chairs. From your point of view, Roberto looks like he is in a happy stupor of the best time of his life has just happened, and then slightly ruined at the end, but for the most part, really, really great.
Confused happiness.
He has twigs in his hair, his clothes are disheveled, and he looks like he could do with another bath. but not for stinking, more because of the sheer coating of mud and grass.
Oh, whose mother did you screw this time?
You are unconscious. You are both
Mother
unconscious.
Nature. By the looks of it, Mother Nature.
Yeah, you're both unconscious. Narlock, when he comes out, looks like he has literally seen the ghost of everyone he has ever killed. Followed up with that he's been chased by rabid animals. There's like frosting in his hair, like he's been slightly frozen. There's like bits of his skin that look like frostbite. And then like areas of his skin are covered in this horrible, oily, slick mess. And at the very, but he's got this massive smile on his face like it was a great time. You are also unconscious now.
I'm not going to ask, I don't want to know.
You do watch them get dragged into their room by a team of pixies. Okay, what happened to you two?
Whose mum did they do?
Who wants to go first?
Wait, something different happened to each of them.
Roll another any. Call up.
Are you going to explain what happened, or do you want
Yeah.
us to
So that was what happened to everyone around you, like what they saw happen.
Okay, Dudley. Dudley, call up. Oh wait, if you're going
We'll
to
go
be
really quick. We'll take a short break, and then when he comes back, I'll tell you what
okay,
happened.
so call odds or evens.
Odds.
It's odds.
Ah, fuck.
He goes first.
So Narlock is going first.
Yeah.
If we're doing a short break, can I have my fizzy, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Do that. If Dudley's not back by the time I poured you a drink, I will go into what happened to Narlock.
Glyn bought me some absolutely 0% alcohol.
So Jenny, very happy.
I've got some 0.0% fizz, so I can actually have a drink.
Ah, yes. How's everything going, by the way?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've not been sleeping so great, but that might be just because of Madden last night. So
Yeah.
Are the cravings gone as well, or?
pretty much, yeah. I still get waves of nausea at random, but it just seems weirdly. It seems to be strong smells that set me off more than anything.
Mm.
But otherwise, I feel really good. Everything else seems to have gone.
Excellent.
And we're telling the rest of Cal's extended family on Saturday because they're all coming down for a responsibly socially distanced party at Joe's.
Yes.
Huzzah!
So that's when we're telling them.
Yeah.
I'll admit, no one appears to be doing social distancing anymore.
No, I know, but it's still probably worth it, isn't it?
To an extent.
Woo!
Yay! Yeah. Shouldn't be long before I start feeling this one moving.
Yeah, about 3 weeks at least.
Yeah, 3 more weeks, they think.
Yeah, 3 to 10 weeks.
Anytime then, I should be starting to feel it move.
Mm.
I've been told that's really weird.
Oh, Dud's rum and coke.
Yes, please, man.
Ah,
Can I have a little fairy that's crystallised in there as well, please?
Okay.
and a Sprite.
That's brilliant.
God, I'm really on the bad jokes tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, that's fine. It's nice having these downtime moments.
We love the bad jokes.
It's bad I want to work out how to make an actual fairy out of sugar and how to put in drinks.
What, that make a tequila
It's
sun?
called absinthe.
I'm not going to just put absinthe in. I want to make one shaped like a little fairy.
Okay, if you want a little furry in a drink, just put Louis Spence in a blender and just mix it like a.
There we go.
Cheers,
Well
Gav. Thank you.
Okay, so Narlock, to start with what happened.
Okay.
You felt the chair like pulled out from under you, but not in an aggressive way, just like pulled out so you could stand up, and as you stood up, you felt yourself float. And you kind of saw yourself floating, and you could see Roberto next to you for a little bit of time as the two of you kind of like floating through the sky. And then the sky went from blue to shades of purple and green. And even in daylight, you thought you could see stars, but it was actually like glitter that just floats through the air. And then as that happened, you both part and you can't see each other as the mists come in. And then suddenly gravity kicks in and you are falling at high speed, faster than how you should actually fall. Like, imagine if you hit terminal velocity and then went faster than that.
Yeesh.
As you fall. And then just as you see the ground come into view, you see the expanses around you, deep black chasms, rotted earth, trees devoid of leaves, and deep misty haze and snow coming from a far off mountain that may or may not be a castle. You can't tell at this distance. And as you start your descent, you're about to hit the floor, and then you stop, float with the floor for a moment, and then slam down harder like someone's pushed you down. As you're kind of shaking yourself off, absolutely like, what the hell is going on? You hear snarling behind you, howls, and the sound of someone laughing. And as you turn round, you see squadrons of elves, all with pallid, pale skin, shaved heads, chains about their arms and limbs, and massive hounds that appear to be made of wood itself. You start running, instantly break out into a run, and as you start running, you feel chains lashing about you, but you manage to pull out and pull away as you're chased down and around and across, just through. And then as you make it to this long bridge that you don't know if it's made of stone or bones, but it just opens up over a deep black chasm that you can't see anything. As you run across that bridge, from the right, a giant dragon that you initially think is a black dragon like Brynvar, until you see the black smoke emanating off it. And as it breathes at another dragon that comes up from the other side, mixed in with the flame of its own breath, is shadows and darkness, just straight at it, knocking the other dragon to one side. And you can hear the laughter behind you as they get closer and closer and closer. And then you trip and fall down into the chasm. Everything goes black. And then when everything goes black, there's a shining white light in front of you and the sound of flapping wings, but not the sound of dragon wings or bat wings, the sound of feathered wings. And you feel yourself caught and in the arms, like an embrace, like the hug of a mother, as she flies you back up. And as you see, looking over the entire expanse of what you now realize is the Shadowfell, you look up into the eyes of the all-knowing Raven Queen. And now is not your time, boy. Return to the hyena. And she just waves a hand, and in a puff of black feathers, you're back. And you fall unconscious, mostly from fainting.
Oh, shit.
The Raven Queen?
The Raven Queen, the matron of knowledge and death.
Wow.
Also known in this world, the Queen of the Winter Court. That's where you wound up. You went to the Winter Court.
Wow.
He was chased by the Wild Hunt.
He was chased by the Sharkai, the Wild Hunt elves, minions of the Raven Queen herself.
Jesus.
Spoopy.
He literally had a Witcher moment.
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, that's gonna haunt Narlock for a while.
Oh, come on, you just got over your last trauma.
We're collecting them like stamps in this party.
You're D&D players. You.
I mean, technically he made a deal with the devil, so you know he's been around the block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got 3 passes, then a fail.
Mm.
That's what happens if you get a pass, fail, fail, pass.
What would happen if you failed them all?
If you failed them all, I think one of the... there is a chance that one of you could have actually wound up in the spring realm too early.
Jesus.
Like, you could have seen the laughing god.
Oh.
But I think that would have taken a pass. No, it would have been, yeah, a pass, fail to get that.
Right.
So it's basically a code sequence. that I will share with you at some point, Nick, because of how it works.
Mhm.
So if anyone in your lot wants to do this, you. So you're floating through the sky. You see the myriad of colours, like a rainbow instead of the blue sky you're used to, and you see Narlock. And then the two of you part ways, drifting in different directions, and then a mist comes over Narlock, like a cloud, and then at the end of the cloud, no Narlock. But you're not worried about that. It is gorgeous below. Beautiful flowers springing up, hot summer sun beating down, unbelievably gorgeous, but not beneath you. As you look over the expanse of the Fae Wyld, you can see beautiful running pools, waterfalls, gorgeous myriad of different colours and landscape, all in this kaleidoscope of colours. And then as you start to descend, getting closer and closer, you lower into this gorgeous spring, this gorgeous pool of water. And as you dip in, the flight stops and you're floating within the water. As you're floating, you look around and numbers of dryads and beautiful elfin women and Eladin, the ancient elves, start to join you. Immortal in their realm. They have fun. You have a great time. It's lovely as the water spills down, cooling you as they take you in a number of ways that any man would desire 1,000,000 times over. And hold on, it gets worse. You got to fail on the last one. I got to throw the bad bit in.
Do it.
So as that emanates, a deep heat starts to rise. Well, initially it's quite pleasant, like a jacuzzi. It's really nice. And then it gets hotter and hotter. And before you can actually get to the edge of the pool, you see that all the elven women just disappear in multiple directions. The dryads disappear. Everyone from this pool disappears. And before you can reach the side to pull yourself out, the water has evaporated within it. And the waterfall is now pouring upwards into the sky. And a deep black cloud is emanating over. As you pull yourself out of the mud, you hear splash, splash, as massive cloven hooves beat into the floor. And as you look up, you see initially what you think is a minotaur, and then you look closer, more like a satyr. Massive goat legs, cloven hooves with horseshoes made of solid mithril as they beat in as the creature stalks towards you. Giant spear in hand, where the top end is a clear hunting spear, the back end is a scythe.
Hi, Baphomet.
Oh, no. No.
I think you've been bothering his missus.
And as the king of the summer court, the king of the wild hunt, approaches, blackened goat horns coming out of a very attractive, if the most masculine form you could imagine. I've got to throw this in, he is called the long man after all. Giant cock swinging in both directions. You bothered my daughters. And as he throws the spear at you, and you all fall unconscious.
Okay. So essentially what he came to was, I am complete.
Look up Terry Pratchett's Longman.
That's going to haunt your dreams for quite some time. Just an enormous goat dick swinging towards
Please
him.
can you send me the all leaders of the four seasonal courts, because I'll need to exchange the ones that I've already put in for mine.
Oh, that's fine. Honestly, my 4 are completely separate to the D&D ones. And there's a lot of like myriad of stuff I've kind of pulled from D&D lore and other fiction.
You bother my daughter's giant satyr dick. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're talking about like a 15-foot tall satyr, just built of jacked muscle. Basically, think the most masculine and most aggressively masculine form you could imagine of Herne the Hunter.
That was the king of the.
You both
Summer
wound up in the Unseelie courts. Just an FYI.
Yeah.
Those are my Unseelie. The summer and the winter.
Wow.
So who rules the fall court?
That is a female archfey I have not put too much definition on. And she's sort of a pleasant character that turns up, and it's very much the aspect of change.
I'd imagine she looks like the harvest, a harvest goddess.
Basically think like Poison Ivy looking, because like she's got like a dress made of autumn leaves.
Oh, like that dryad I painted up, actually.
Yes,
Nice.
that one.
Hmm.
I think I said I was using that for the Queen of the Autumn Court.
Look at Professor Wormwood. That's what I'm thinking of.
Ah, I think I know who you mean.
From Harry Potter, am I thinking?
No.
Pardon?
No, it's all right. I thought I was thinking of the wrong one.
Professor Wormwood, Little Witch.
Oh.
You'll need to be more specific, Nick.
What, Little Witch Academia?
Yeah, because there's plenty of Professor Wormwoods.
Oh, sorry, I've gone Little Witch Academia. Oh, Woodward. That's what it's
Oh, is it Woodward? Oh,
yeah, it's like Woodward.
oh.
Yeah, probably not far off. Yeah, kind of right idea. And then your enemy in this campaign is the King of the Spring Court.
Yeah, obviously the laughing god, dancing king, whatever you want to call him.
Come on, that's spring. That is.
King of the Spring Court. Jesus.
Yeah. So you just met his brother, and you met his sister, because I have combined the Raven Queen with Shar, the goddess of night, and what's referred to as the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Because frankly, it matches up a little bit too well to not be the same character having a bit of a play.
Also, I like goddesses with three faces.
Why?
No, this is one of the ones.
Oh dear. Mm.
So, everyone enjoys a long rest. Everyone has a fantastic evening. And first thing in the morning, you are all awoken by Patches himself, ready with a packed breakfast and a doorway that does not lead to the Fae Market. Right, got you where you wanted to go. Hope you all had a lovely time at Casa de Patches, and don't come back for a while. And he opens the door, and you can see into a deep forest, the other side of the redwood forest that you initially were at.
Mr. Patches, please.
Yes.
Which direction do we go once we go through here?
You'll know. Don't worry.
Okay.
Patches, a good fellow.
You had my dream, didn't you?
Could you, if you happen to come across the King of the Spring Court, could you please give him my most
Summer.
Summer, can you please give him my most sincerest apologies for intruding?
Absolutely not. I just dumped a giant rock on his palace.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Where do you think I sent that rock of a temple that you had?
Oh, God.
The temple on his palace.
Drop the temple to the knolls on the palace of Oberon.
I fucked his daughters and
Wait, that was Oberon?
Basically, yeah, the long man is Oberon.
Post-campaign, it's going to be the Adventures of Rabat.
Like I said, it's the king of the fairies.
Post this campaign, Rabato's just going to be being hunted by the summer
wild
fairies.
So that's what you've just done to him is the equivalent of Adam's family when he keeps breaking the judge's window with golf balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just offer like a handshake to him and
Damn you, Patches!
I'm like, thank you. I'm a marked man now.
Oh, probably. Better stay somewhere that they can't get.
I'll try my hardest.
It's a bit difficult. The wild hunt can get everywhere.
Oh, great.
Don't be out past midnight on a dark road, and don't listen to anyone who whistles.
Well, I'm fucked then, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Don't worry, fake creatures can't get into talk about.
True.
Wine smells
It's
amazing.
a pain in the ass.
How did you get in, actually?
Yeah, right to the
I
cancer.
didn't actually step in, if you remember. I
That's
stayed
all right,
in
we
on
can
this
get
side
to
of my door.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine, don't worry.
I can do
Oh,
it.
did my dog do anything last night? I let him out for half an hour to play.
Ah, didn't have any complaints. I think everyone quite likes having a pooch around.
Oh, good.
Made it so I could release some of mine. You just hear yapping in the background, like a series of like yaps and snarls and laughter.
Oh, it's his hyenas.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's called the hyena.
Thank you for a nice evening. You don't get time to relax much anymore.
No, but I'm sure you'll be having plenty of time before things get very busy, and then you'll have all the time in your mortal lives.
Why didn't you say that so sinisterly?
I don't mean to. I think it's the accent. I'm Trusty Patches. Get out.
Okay.
Not 20.
I've got work to do.
I really like Patches, and I also really hear them.
What does he do? A stranger. Goodbye.
Get out.
It reminds me of this guy I always used to watch on YouTube, Crowcat, who does, so not Joe Cat. He does like, you call it like E3 in a nutshell and things like that, and summaries of new consoles and video games and why they're horrible. And whenever he did Xbox, he always took the piss of the fact that the guy in charge of Xbox isn't really a nice guy. So he was like, all right, you've had your games, now go on, fuck off, bye.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. You've had your fun and your drinks, I'm a market now. Fuck off.
Okay, so the party go through the door, and as you walk through the door and turn around, the four of you with your animal companions turn around and see the door slowly disappearing into the bough of a large tree. And as it closes with a click, the door disappears. You're looking around, you're kind of looking into the forest, and then you'll kind of look around, and there is about a 50-foot high wall made of stone and iron. Probably about 20, 30 feet from the party. You okay?
Yeah, just need to cough.
That's tall.
That's a lot of metal.
Maybe this is Dunder South.
Well, I suppose we should try and find a way in. Can we see a gate?
From where you are, no.
Can I make a check just to see if I know this particular area or get an idea, or
You can give me a check.
any particular one, or world law?
I'm going to say intelligence.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Which one? You know about Dunder. You know about the Dundee that you know about is Dunder East, which is the one that's within Tulok, the region.
Okay.
And you know that it does connect to other countries via tunnel roads. It's probably the quickest way to get from the realm of the halflings to the realm of the elves and the realm of giants. And it is controlled by dwarves.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's not. You've never really gone that far, sort of northwest. Yeah, northwest outside of Halfton. You never really went out of Halfton. Halfton's a big area, I will say, because like, you know how people sometimes say like, oh, you've never been out of your hometown. Staying in Halfton, that's like staying in Texas. It's huge.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not particularly familiar with this particular region, but we could be where we need to be.
Well, he said he was dropping us off at Dunder, so...
Oh, it is morning, by the way. It is the morning of the 29th.
Should we just wander around the wall and see if we can find a way in?
There's got to be a gate somewhere, right?
So do you head towards the wall or do you keep the forest?
I mean, we might as well go to the wall, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll head towards the wall.
As you break cover, you hear a booming voice coming from above. And as you hear the, oh! You kind of look up and you can see a massive speaking horn where there is a small dwarf figure, small at 50 feet high, looking down at you.
Oh, hello!
Ah, okay then. Are you lot more refugees?
We're not refugees, but we would like to enter the city.
Right. Follow the eastern path. You'll come to the main gates in about 20 minutes. Ask for former gaffer Buntrell Ironfoot. I'll meet you there.
Buntrell Ironfoot. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Very polite. You're more than welcome. And he just kind of leaves the horn, and you can see series of these horns lining up most of the.
I'm looking around at the mountains just in case you triggered an avalanche.
The mountains are actually quite far back from where the wall is. They do connect to the walls at the two sides, but no, then everything seems all right.
What was his name again?
Buntrell Ironfoot.
Buntrell.
Gaffer Buntrell Ironfoot.
Gaffer Buntrell.
So just ask for the gaffer.
Yeah, ask for the gaffer.
Well, pretty good idea actually to communicate from, especially from that height.
Means you don't need to come down. You don't need speakers.
I'm trying to work out why they're getting so many refugees.
Hey, I wonder if they. Oh, I mean, not to touch on a darker subject, but I wonder if there's been incidents similar to the Dare's fault and people need a safe refuge.
Everyone give me an intelligence check. Or has Narlock worked it out?
What is it?
I know there was refugees coming from my home country. I wonder if some of them have made their way across to here because we are rather north, aren't we?
Not north. Vestalt is to the north of here.
Yeah, the Stolt is the most northern point of Celebor. You're kind of on the other side of Glendorrel, so this is actually further away from your home country.
I got a 22 on an intelligence.
Oh yeah. Yes, you're right. Yeah, we're more over on the other side by Dale.
Yeah.
You got +1 on intelligence.
Everyone who rolled over 15 remembers that the Traveller did mention that refugees from Brayla were making their way towards Dunder.
Oh yeah. Oh, so this will be some of our lot that we rescued.
Ah,
It's a safe passage. It's a good route.
And I suppose from the southern waste, there's not a lot of other places to go if you don't want to live in a desert.
Exactly.
oh, that's good to hear. Well, I mean, he sounded very friendly up there, so I'm sure they're very accommodating to everyone. So,
Okay.
That's also good for our sake because if there's refugees here that we help rescue, they'll be able to vouch for us.
True. But you just need to be careful then, because further to the east is back in central Glen. It's back in Glendorrel, isn't it? If you head east from here, 'cause isn't this on the easternmost point of the country?
This is on the western side of the country. Glendorrel is the eastern side. Basically,
No, I meant this. Doesn't this town lie between Glendorrel and?
oh, this town here is the connecting point to Tulloch, and Tulloch then connects to both Vestalt and Glendorrel.
Okay, yeah. So Tulloch is this little mini country between them. It's been a while since I've seen the map.
I can send you the map again if you'd like. I think I've got it saved on my tablet.
Yeah, yes, please, because I keep getting my east and my west mixed up.
All right, that's all right.
I'm changing dice.
This is why I keep one set of dice. They are loyal. They are sometimes they're in a good mood, sometimes they're in a bad mood, but you gotta stick with it. It's like a relationship.
Unfortunately, I don't have. Wow. I don't have the map on my tablet, unfortunately, but I will send a map to everyone after session.
I
Yeah.
may potentially have a copy of it on my phone. Don't quote me on that though.
If you do, if you can send it to
Okay.
Tom, great. There has been a few updates since then, but not many.
Nope, that's just
Yeah,
a
no.
Brailer. Sorry, go on.
Okay. As the party make their way around the
Right.
eastern side of the wall, you can see how well built this is and well maintained. It looks like there have been attacks on the outside, but no breach marks. This wall probably has stood for whoever knows how many years. None of you are that gifted at masonry or ironmongery, unfortunately. But this is solid.
It hasn't at least been attacked by this side. I'm not sure what it's like from the Tulloch side.
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, there's not really been any major issues around Tulloch when I was little, so
Two locks neutral.
it's a neutral zone. But
You're from Tulok, aren't you, Dunville?
Roboto.
Roboto, ah!
What did you just call me?
Wow, you are bad on NPC names and player names. I love it.
does he call me that when he's in a mood with me, or
You guys characterize.
what is my name?
Roboto.
Not so.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was talking to that dwarf over there hiding amongst the trees.
Norlock!
To be fair, Zed got really drunk yesterday, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Just because you're not a half orc anymore doesn't mean you have to reduce me.
Oh,
Wow.
no, we're going to have a fight, are we?
Wait, Zed's having a slight.
I'm sorry, but for that one, can I grab him and throw him?
Yeah.
Just when I
Give
thought
me...
Sorry.
Dodge.
Okay, so I need a dexterity check from Narlock versus an attack roll from Zed.
I just rolled 16.
Can I add my reaction to this?
What reaction?
No, it's just on dexterity. It has reaction as well.
No, because that's about being surprised, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's 1E, no one gets anything cool.
No.
Natural 20.
Hey!
You slip through the behemoth's hand.
You'll pay for that one.
Just basically you go.
That's what I was going to say. He took on a more light-hearted approach. He was having a bit of a sense of humour.
Tibble's pissing his slippers.
I like it.
I was just going to say that I don't think that Dunder's of any strategical importance to Vestholt. I mean, it's too far away to be any use to them.
Too well defended.
Also that,
It's
voice
just,
in the sky.
it's just turning with the tide of the war, because knowing about, especially how structurally sound this wall is, I can kind of imagine that might be a bit of a target.
True, but it does have great resource. I mean, these trees.
Well, if we're going in, we can warn them anyway, if they're not already well aware. And my brother Andal sent me a letter saying we should talk to the Ironfoots about alliances with the Blue Veins. So I think historically they were allies. I'm trying to remember my dwarf history. It's been a while.
I would say that Celadine and Roboto can make history checks.
Can I use book knowledge?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Roboto would be. Do you still have that axe?
No, he gave the axe as an art piece. But he is an unofficial member of the Blue Vein clan.
I've got the hand to prove it.
You do?
I've got World Law, if I can use that.
Sure.
Nice. That'll be another non-natural 20.
I think it's either an 11 or a 15, depending if I'm adding book smart and intelligence, or if I'm just
It's
adding
just your
one.
book smarts.
Right, it's 11 then.
Okay, you're not sure. You know there is some kind of connection. Roboto, meanwhile, you remember from when you were in the Champions Hall at the arena, the Ironfoot clan were hired by the Blue Vein clan to kind of come over from somewhere across the sea.
Okay.
And they were integral on building the dwarven infrastructure across Celebor like 1,000 years ago. They do make up the two most powerful clans of Celebor, the Blue Vein and the Ironfoot. And it is well documented that the Ironfoot clan still swears fealty to the Low King under the mountain, which is the high ruler of all dwarven kind, which is the Blue Vein family.
Is that Low King, did you say?
Low King under the mountain.
Low King.
We
under the
met her.
mountain.
You did. Low King Brunhilde.
That's where one of my slaps was from.
It was.
I'll just sort of turn around and say to Party, well, actually, I think we're in good chance here because they did work together. If I remember correctly, the Ironfoot were actually hired by the Blue Vein, and they had a connection in building the structures. I know that they've also formed a very powerful alliance together, and I think it's to do with their connection. I think it might be the Ironfoots that swore fealty to the Low King under the mountain, which is the one who left this mark on me.
Oh, right, that's where one of those is from.
Yep.
So if we do need to talk to them and try and sway their favour, I'll just show them the mark.
Because actually, yeah, you do have two. You have one in kind of like your upper back, which was actually from Clayton Bluevein.
Yep.
First of the Bluevein clan. So he was the first Bluevein.
We're not getting
basically.
anything more authoritative than that.
Yeah.
What's the king's name again?
Brunhilde.
Brunhilde, thank you.
King Brunhilde Bluevein.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
so little spat slightly resolved. Continuing east.
You eventually come to the gates of which are likewise made of iron and stone. Very difficult to see where the seam is, but you can see where the entrance is because of the new appearance of dwarvish runes across the upper area. Who speaks dwarvish? 1, 2. Anyone else? 3.
I'm pretty sure I do.
It is one of the languages I actually can speak.
Yeah, I
You
can speak
can
Dwarvish.
speak.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Common, Orc, Dwarvish, and things can.
Fantastic. So I'll read you what it says in Dwarvish and then give you the translation because I actually did get the translation for this.
Cool.
So in Dwarvish it reads Onza Osbloth Alfra Azad Betag Hini Zothrad Ozen Norn Ortho Betag Enth Azrad Oz at Enemy Realish, which in common translates to iron and blood never lie. Speak only truth and a friend are you. Speak one lie and an enemy for life.
Ooh.
It-
On your
it-
best
the-
behaviour now. Look.
It is the motto of the Ironfoot clan.
Okay, I pound on the door.
You see the seam crack as the iron gate opens, and stood there is a battalion of dwarves, all covered in very heavy chainmail, all carrying large axes. And as you look at the large axes, you see that they are axe head bayonets attached to broad blunderbusses.
Oh,
Ooh.
Boarding axes specifically. One approaches directly from the front. He has a broad axe over one shoulder and a crossbow over the other. Goes, you lot the ones who were in the forest, yeah?
we are, yes.
We were told to ask for Gaffer Buntrell Ironfoot.
That's me. And he offers you his hand.
Oh, sorry, we couldn't see from. You were very high up.
Pleasure to meet you. He offers Celadine just one finger, just because otherwise he'll crush it. It's like, obviously your hand.
Barto's sort of like,
You're fine. Goes through the group.
Yeah.
Narlock and Zed, Narlock and Roberto come away feeling a bit bruised on the hand. Zed, you're feeling fine.
That's a very, very good handshake.
So you're not refugees.
No.
Who would I be speaking to then?
We're the Travellers of Leyspark.
I guess a look at his face. The name is like, so you're the ones who were sending folk our way, yeah?
Yeah, they're our fault.
No worries. We've had plenty of people turning up. I always like the extra work, and anyone that isn't willing to work is happy to pay. So, not a problem for us. What can I do you here in Dunder East? I am the foreman and the lawmaster. We call
We are
it watch day.
we are heading through to Tulok
Who are you?
to try and handle the situation there.
That's going to be a bit of a problem. I mean, we're more than happy for you to stay here and go through via the undermine straight into Dunder Capital and then out towards Tulok. But there's been a little bit of a cave-in recently.
Oh.
So we're trying to clear it at the moment. But what with the recent new additions of the refugees, it's been a bit difficult to spare the manpower to really get things shifted. And it was a bad cave-in. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not even to the mines properly for a few weeks. But if you want...
I go into my my bag of holding and draw out the 4 oil bombs and say, would these be of any use?
Bombs.
We've got dynamite sticks in there, lad. It's still not shifting it. We're talking about raw adamantine ore and iron ore that's just caved in. We don't know how deep it is. Every time we keep shifting things, there's just a little bit more. But we'll get it cleared, and you're welcome to stay here and go through when it's cleared.
Narlock just laughs and goes and looks at his bombs and goes, "If you need to polish it, you know where to find me."
Will do, not a problem.
He knows exactly what that's going to do against adamantine. Sweet FA.
Yeah, adamantine ore, you've got to shift it by hand.
Yeah, not even magic that.
No.
If we're going to be if we can't proceed for a while, is there an inn that we can stay at?
Oh, absolutely. You'll be more than welcomed at. Sorry, what's that? That's Dunder North. I wish you just had the map for Dunder. Oh, I flipped it. There we go. Yep, there's an inn just over there, and he kind of points to his left. There we go. That is the Iron and Anvil. You'd be more than welcome. Told Hookgrod that I sent you, and you'll be given a fair deal.
Okay, that's very nice of you.
You said Travellers of Leyspark, yeah? Okay, great. I understand there's some mail over at the Cobbled postal point.
They got here.
Wait,
I've
they've established a post here?
Well, we had a spare room, and when they said they'd be happy to get mail across, we tested them for a little while, and it's been so useful. If they hadn't actually been here, it would have been a nightmare trying to find out what's happening in Tulloch.
Oh, well, this is where I'm actually from Tulloch. I'm from Halfton.
Oh,
So
that's not so bad.
we're trying to get there. There's a few urgent matters that we do need to attend to.
Right, so if you're looking for urgent matters, here may not be the best place to go through. You see, it's going to take us at least until Nightall for us to be able to actually clear the mines, and that's like 2 months away.
We don't have
Nightall?
Nightall is the 12th month.
Okay.
Looks like we're going to travel across the surface.
Tell you what, there are other routes into Tulloch. Don't worry too much about that. And if you're going to take the other route, it might be a bit of a easier journey for you. If you go by, I know they're okay over at Dunder West, so you're probably able to get in via there. And that's about 10 days via foot.
Okay.
So that'd have you in Tulloch. Probably if you go at speed and you only stop in a few places for like a night or two, actually if you go fairly reasonable, you'll be in Tulloch by the end of the next month at the latest, and that's if you go really slow.
All right.
Narlock has an idea. And I think it's about time for him, actually. He says to him, "Is there anywhere here I could buy a riding, basically a mount and cart?"
Mountain cart? Yeah, sure, we got plenty knocking about the place. That won't be a problem.
Would we need a snow cart sled? Sorry.
Not if you're going in via Fanvetch, or not if you go by Dunder West. You'll be able to avoid the snowpaths.
Okay.
And if you are going that way, it'd be really useful if you wouldn't mind dropping in on Moldoram. That's the giant capital. Just want to let them know what's going on. The kobolds aren't really willing to go there.
Van Bercho and stopping on
Moldoram.
Does it require us heading north and around with it?
Yeah,
Moldrum because they don't seem to know what's going on and the kobolds can't get in.
pretty much. Yeah, the kobolds aren't willing to go to Moldoram. Giant territory.
Oh, right, yeah. Giant city. Because kobolds won't go there.
I turn to the party and I sort of say, so is everyone actually willing to stay for a little while? Because there's something I'd like to ask Brim about.
So I did write it down.
Buntrog.
Buntra.
Well, we're definitely staying at least a night and
And if you are willing to go by Moldoram, if you're going all the way to Dunder West, we can arrange it so that you've got the stay for a couple of nights for free. That's no problem. Basically, take that as payment for jobs rendered, as it were.
we've got 2 days to spare.
Rumble, if I may, the Ironfoots, they've worked very closely with the Blue Veins before, haven't they?
Yeah, I think my great-great-grandfather worked quite closely with them on the building of something down in Brayla.
Well, here's the thing, and this is why I actually then sort of strip off and actually show the handprints and say,
A bit cold for that, ain't it, lad?
No, this is important.
well,
I'm not just saying I don't swing that way, but all right.
I sort of like laugh a little bit. Well, these handprints, one was left by Brunhilde, who was the Lord King of the mountain, under the mountain.
Okay.
The other one was also left, which you probably wouldn't believe, was by Clayton Bluevein, who was the first of the Blue Veins.
I call bullshit.
That's fine. The point I want to make is anyone that's a friend of the Blue Veins or a friend of mine, during our stay here, whatever the efforts are, I want to help with trying to move some of the blockage.
I mean, you're welcome to get in there and have a go, but the blockage is 5 days down. So it's 5 days down, a couple of days work, 5 days back. That's why it's taking so long. It's nice of you to offer, don't worry, that's really nice of you. But I'm sure with you saying you've got urgent business in Tulloch, I'd rather see you all made ready for the winter and then get you straight out the door. Not saying you're not welcome, of course, but I'm sure you got business elsewhere. And Dunder South, sorry, we're not exactly, we're not a tourist trap.
There is something, sir, and it would be a very, very big favour to ask of you, but you are the person in charge here?
I only hear big favours. So whether I say yes is the question.
You may not quite believe us about the Clayton Bluevein and indeed Brunhilde.
I believe you about Brunhilde, she's nice. I don't believe about Clayton, I think he's drunk.
I'm going to cast I've got something. I can't remember if I don't think it's called minor illusion in this, but it's basically the same thing. I've got something that does this. Oh.
What are you trying to do? Because most of the time I'm going to spot it.
I'm trying to cast something to cast exactly Clayton's appearance.
We'll call that a level 2 spell slot. We'll work that later.
Okay. I know I've got. It'd probably be a phantasmal force.
Make it appear in his head.
Basically, yeah. I can prove that we've met him. Did he look like this?
So it's phantasmal force, only he sees it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm asking, does he look like this?
Gotta give us a look. That's a blue vein.
That's Clayton Bluevein.
Well, you're all very invested in this story, so fair enough. I just think you're pulling the other one. It's not that he doesn't.
No, it's unbelievable.
You're talking about someone who existed almost 1,000 years ago to someone who is probably only 100 years old.
Sir, you must know that Vestalt is making its expansionist moves. There has already been a Dares Vault in Brayla.
Oh yeah, that's why we got people in
exactly.
Here.
You know this already.
Yeah.
Who's here from Brayla?
Let's see. We've got a couple of drow. They arrived not ahead of everyone else to let us know that people will be arriving. Got a couple of
the drow.
Yeah, drow hold. This is where it connects to.
But if the drow arrived, are these the ones that have your carts and the mounts?
Is it 2 female drow?
There's a lot of female drow. Give us more specifics.
Did they come with an orc?
No, none of the drow arrived with orcs.
They would have come with a cart with a big shy horse and a smaller riding pony and a donkey called Dandelion.
No, nothing like that arrived. All the drow that arrived were basically just runners to tell us that people will be arriving.
Right, they're not
mostly
here.
rangers and scouts.
Yeah,
I think they got on the ship at Lostwolf.
Maybe. I don't know. Look, I'm pretty sure they must be safe. We'd have heard something if they weren't safe, right?
I believe so.
Anyway, the big thing I was going to ask you is, I think it's time we called on a very, very old alliance.
If you're talking about the one with the blue veins and the Ironfoots, I am 100% on board. I don't care what the job is, but if it's dealing with Vestalt, I'm happy.
Good.
Thank you.
Only problem, I'm just the gaffer. I'm in charge here. If you want to make sure that's sorted, you will need to have a word with... Where's the key? There we go. Let's start.
Jim,
The lead witch will kill you.
You'll want to talk to Lord King Gaffer, Lord Gaffer Ironfoot in the Dunder Keep.
Low Gaffer Ironfoot in the Iron Keep.
Yeah, couldn't really go with Lord King when we were deciding what we were going to call ourselves, because the Lord King's obviously Blue Vein, but wanted to go with a very clear, very distinct, we are different to you, but it's the same run of things. We give respect to you, but that's ours. This is our bit. So you don't come over here, we can go over there.
So where would this fort be?
He points at the hole where people are dragging rubble out of.
It's through there.
Yeah, the main keep's underground.
Right.
I should have guessed.
So probably the best route will actually be Dunder West.
Dunder West.
We do have one. We do have one other piece of news as well. The temple to the far to the west has been destroyed.
He gets this glazed look on his face. Just what temple?
There was a very old knoll temple. There are a lot of knolls there as well.
So that's why the gnolls were attacking.
They're all gone now.
That's nice.
Just thought you want some news from further west.
He's got this kind of. You got to think that would be like telling someone in London about something that happened in Glasgow.
It's nice to know, but
It's nice to know, but I didn't know it existed in the first place.
or telling an American that there's towns other than London.
Yeah.
I suppose the best way we could swing. I suppose the best way we could swing it to you is the gnolls were causing a lot of problems out in Dale, mainly because they were going rabid under the influence of some old god. We've taken care of that problem, so they shouldn't be a problem coming out here as well.
Well, less problems for the rest of Celebor means less problems for us.
I will also at some point have a list of names and faces you probably shouldn't trust, but
Awesome.
I'll
That's
get
always
that.
helpful.
I'll get that past you at a point.
Thanks.
Okay, then.
You
Shall
were-
we-
Oh no, there wasn't anything.
Oh, was there not? Okay.
Okay. Shall
Oh,
we
shit.
collect our posts, sign in at the inn, and then we can get ourselves prepared, ready to meet the Lord Gaffer.
This is the gaffer.
The
Oh,
low.
wait, the
Low gaffer.
Yeah.
So the low gaffer is in Dunder Keep, which you'll have to go to Dunder West to get to. Unless you want to stay here till basically Christmas.
Yeah, we'll have to head to the west. So basically that means we'll have to go round to the Giant's capital and back round to the other side.
Basically, you kind of follow the mountains.
Well, it's probably not going to be that bad.
I'm going to nip to the bathroom real quick.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the same, so I could just drink a load of coffee now.
It's okay. When you get back, you can open your letter, Chris, because that's this bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you arrive at the kobold post. They've got letters ready for you. The kobold behind the counter is a bronze kobold wearing a postmaster's cap and monocle by the name of Give It!
Give it.
Give it the kobold!
Wow. It surprises me that you've actually started to franchise.
Ah, that was great! When Clive told us we could do it, it was fantastic. Great choices. We've got bases in Torgaval, Dale, and now Dunder.
Okay, so you're going multi-region.
Yep. Tried to get a base in Mechtown, but we can't dig under the metal.
It's probably not the best idea. There's an awful lot of gnomes in there.
Gnomes!
Have I mentioned I'm half gnome?
Yeah, but your one's all right. Practically kobold.
Do not say that to my partner. Whatever you do, if you happen to be in the region of Torgaval, don't say that to him. I think he would relish ripping the legs off of a kobold.
Why do you think I requested the transfer?
But
Show just tail just missing the back end.
But isn't Leyspark's next door to the post office?
4 or 5 doors down, but yeah.
Yeah.
Papa's spending a lot of time in the forest apparently now.
He's not careful with the fireballs, is he?
No, I think he said it was a waste of effort to be careful with them.
That makes sense.
God.
Okay.
Do you still take food as payment, or would you like something else now?
These have already been paid for.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. Okay, you now open your letters.
Oh, which one do I want to open first?
I'll just open the titchy one.
Looks like I've got in at just the right time.
Yeah, all the letters have arrived. You got your letters from Postmaster. Get it!
You know, I'm opening the one that I'm sure is from Brindval because it says I'm not spelling your name right on it. It's fine, I've not been spelling his name right either because he's a git. He's written eat shit and die and crossed it out.
You two really have a love-hate relationship.
We both love White Band, so, you know, I mean, we both care about White Band. Right, that's more draconic abuse, that's fine. This one, this one I'm fairly certain is from Tilly because it's her colourways on the envelope, so.
Oh, that's like, oh.
Yeah, this one's going to be.
Hell, I hate you.
He's gone to the loo.
What a mess.
Nick says he hates you for something.
What is this time? I don't think I sent any horrible letters this time, did I?
Wouldn't say no to the filling of an orc sandwich.
Who's that from?
So you wrote this from Saliva.
Oh shit! Yes, I sent you a letter from Saliva.
Oh my god, what?
Okay, would you like me to read this out loud? Because if you see Zed, he's looking very awkward here.
Please read it in your most salacious voice if it's from Saliva.
I say read it in the voice of Zed.
Oh, all right, even better.
That's it. Because he's looking pretty horror-struck at this, because basically Zed sent that telegram to Saliva asking for emergency language lessons for Burrs, because bless him, Burrs has got an intelligence modifier that's the same as 20s.
Oh, that's not good.
-3.
Yeah, he got a squirrel to write his last letter to me.
At least he can talk to animals.
I don't know how he managed to do it, but it says here, Padre Zed, what a charming notion. Saliva Zephyros, language teacher. It could certainly be interesting to have a go. All right, is your brother a looker like you? Wouldn't say no to the filling of an orc sandwich. I digress. I'll keep an eye out, and I only request a night of your time or your share of the bunkhouse. I don't mind either. Business is good since Seamus's untimely end. Yours for a price, Saliva.
Oh yeah, yours for a price. I
Wow.
wrote that one while I was at work.
Sergeant just has this slight pause and says, wait, is Saliva gay?
I don't think Saliva is anything. He does anything.
He does only one.
No, Saliva's gay. So Elijah does anything.
Oh, whoops.
Oh,
He did it again.
wait. Oh no.
My gaydar's really broken.
Hmm.
I didn't know Varnell was gay either until my friend Sagoria wrote to me and told me.
I just backtrode in and backtrode. It's okay. Sometimes I can't even read the signs if it's like the reverse when it comes to the ladies. That's probably why I've been turned down a few times.
I have got some good news in this. It's not from Tilly.
Hmm?
It's from Bella and Nera,
Oh,
my drow friends. We made it safely to Dale. It's really nice here and everyone is so friendly, especially the men. Nera has had no endmen offer her this or that, even jewellery. I think she's rather enjoying herself. We found rooms at the Travellers Rest Tavern. Azog is staying here near the port and helping arrange deliveries to the stranded ships. We are still your followings and hires. What do you want us to do in the city? What should our focus be? So, hey, Bella, Nera and Azog are okay. They're in Dale.
that's good.
Yeah, I just got a letter from Azog. Basically, that it says the ladies are safe and he's assisting with light blacksmithing and packaging deliveries for ships.
I've got three others here.
Yeah.
Yes. So that one's from White Band, I can tell.
Mhm.
God, I'd say you
Pardon
locked
me for a
these.
moment, William.
Yeah, you locked them.
I locked these with.
Yeah, we're taking a nice rest while letters are read because I know Chris is quite intense.
Yes, about that. What's this other place? ADeldLonk, I think.
Isn't that Adalong?
Look.
Adlong, that's where you are.
That's
the
Adlong.
Rage Giants.
Okay. So the place that I'm gonna want to go to is north of Adalong and west of Tulloch, so sort of in between the two.
Does it say Fanbercho?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the realm of the elves, which is just north of where you are. So you actually have to go into Fanbercho to actually get to Dunder West.
Okay.
So we
But
could be
on
on
your
our
way.
way there.
Yeah, it's
we
on
could
your
be on
way.
our way there next.
Yeah.
Okay. While we are there, I just sort of say it to the party saying, while we pass through there, there's apparently another temple to Helm there.
Oh, okay.
But this letter comes from, do you remember the cleric at the last temple?
The nice man who was talking to you about that armor, right?
Yeah. He wants me to visit it.
Hmm.
I
He
think we
says it
can.
would be worth my time to do so.
Well, again, if there's any blessings, tributes that you want to give, any business that needs to be attended to, then I shall accompany you as well, the rest of the party.
Exactly. I mean, we went all the way to Braylor to free Zed's god. We could certainly make a little detour for you to go and see yours. Okay, so this
See how
one.
it goes. Let's get this ready to go into our little box.
You're doing that as well.
Yeah, we decided where we the box we had for our wedding cards.
That's a
We've
good
now
idea.
turned it into a box to keep all of our letters in order.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh. When we get to Halfton, we've got somewhere to stay. And Celadine pulls out the deed to a house in Halfton from her letter.
Yep.
Ah.
I didn't fully write it, obviously.
My daddy, Fosco, he used to live in Halfton, apparently. He's got a house there.
Well, bugger me with a rusty spoon. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Does that have the address on there?
It doesn't have the address on that,
I
but
think the address is on the last one. Anyway, looking at the deed, you know it's about 2 streets over from your parents' house. It's pretty close.
Well, pretty much, it's going to be pretty much like neighbours from where I used to live.
really?
That's...
It's also one of the bigger halfling holes. It's in like the wealthy district. Like literally think if your parents were in like Sam's family house, which was still pretty big, this is like this is the Bilbo house. Like rooms within rooms within rooms.
Celadine, it's definitely worth checking out.
Oh, we will. At least we've got somewhere to stay. And
Will it be tall enough for all of us?
probably not.
Most of you will have to stoop like Gandalf. You can't read the scroll yet.
Have we gone into the inn or something now? Have we gone into the inn?
Yeah, you're all in the inn reading your letters.
Oh, okay. Oh, just a note on Salima's letter. Do we all have an independent share of the bunkhouse, or was he referring to our group share?
So it's kind of both. Each of you get 20 platinum every 10 days from Saliva. And that goes directly into your bank account. I have been allotting that. If you choose to give up your share rather than spend a night with Saliva, which I won't blame you.
The thing is, though, you got to. I'm looking on the kind of like one night Saliva means a lifetime of blackmail to the church.
To be fair, you only have to spend the night with him. You don't actually have to do anything, do you? You could just sit there and play cards or be pious at him.
He's very charismatic.
Yeah, I get the feeling he would dictate the mandates of the evening because he's the one doing me the favour.
He does have very encouraging staff.
Hell yeah, that high elf.
There's a spell scroll in my letter from my parents that I can't read.
You recognise
No, I
part
have a look.
of it.
hand it to Zed to have a look as well?
No, this is definitely arcane, but this is weird.
May I just look? I may not know it, but I'm curious.
Do we have read magic as a spell?
Yeah, you have read magic as a spell.
Yeah, I can read.
Well, I will say this, Cal, at the end of the session, I'm going to send you just over Messenger Narlock's next letter to Rachel, because now he's at the time he can actually send letters again.
Absolutely fine. I will still send you physical letters if that's okay.
Yeah. Well, if you want, I can use next typewriter to send out the letter.
Oh, that's quite nice.
See, I can recognise parts of it as arcane, but there's all that stuff towards the middle that doesn't make any sense.
Well, you need to give it a try.
just Roberto literally like, if I put it close to my eyes and then moved away, what did you do?
It looks like a lot of squiggles.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't make hide nor hair of this.
I can only think it looks like a maze in the middle, but I can't.
You've all seen
My
enough
eyes
spell
hurt.
scrolls to know it's definitely a spell, but none of you can identify it. And
Ooh.
any magic you attempt to use just kind of comes up with the same level of confusion.
My dad says it's supposed to be delayed blast fireball with a Leyspark twist.
At least that's what Eldod told him.
Well, that's yeah.
What exactly is the Leyspark twist?
It doesn't say, but knowing Papa, it explodes more.
That hurt my eyes to look at.
IRL.
Oh no, not in real.
I would have been proud of that. I spent 2 hours sketching that.
I really like the design, actually, to be fair, because in the way I was reading it, when I was reading it, I was thinking Elder Scroll in a way. I was
I'm
like,
going to send
wow.
Nick and Chris a picture of it. Is that okay? Look.
Sure. Sorry, I just slotted it into.
No worries.
No, I love the design and concept because I actually want to know the meaning. Because the symbol in the middle, I'm interested.
Okay, what's this one? Oh, this is from Lana. God, she writes how she speaks.
She does. That's why I love doing Lana's letters.
Is she sober doing this one?
I can't. I don't think. No, she is sober. She must be sober. She's at sea. She doesn't drink when she's working.
She does not.
Oh, that's weird. I asked Lana about Burrs because it said he was on one of her ships. That was a name given, but apparently he never got on the ship. Maybe he was delivering somebody and left before they got out. But she's going to check with Rugsmog and the others to see if he's on their ships.
It's fine. He made his own way out of Brayla.
All right.
He went he escaped into the forest and made his way north. He says that he was passing into Torgaval. He said he was passing into Glendoral soon, which is why I said, but yeah, due to the nature of his letter, that's why I contacted Saliba.
Oh, that's what he meant by Orc Sandwich. I think he was coming on to your brother as well.
Oh, he most definitely was.
Burrs is, well, you've met him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would, well, Saliba doesn't see me as I am now, but I don't know what he'll take to Burrs.
That sounds like a very desirable fellow.
He has got a pretty good charisma stat.
He was attractive in that, if you like, big and a little bit frightening. He had a very strong brow.
When I rolled him up, I think his charisma was 16.
Nice. Fuck, that's more than me.
Oh yeah, he was good looking. Good. He was basically a himbo.
A himbo as orcs get. He wasn't pleasant to look at, but it's definitely someone you take notice of. Is that the white band letter?
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
pondering whether or not I should send Burrs a warning.
We will continue with the game from here, yes? So
Yeah.
I assume letters, just I know you like to do the white band letters afterwards.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that all right?
I will just note that Celdine's already blushing while she's reading it, though.
Yes.
And I sort of noticed, I'm just like,
Actually, no, we've got plenty of time. Do you want to read it now? Or?
It's all right.
All right. No worries. Sorry, just going to
Not unless there's anything plot related in
I
that.
don't think so. I think it's all just pleasant. I try
Okay.
and keep the white band letters quite light
Okay.
because everything else is work. Okay, so you have. We'll speed on it a little bit because there's not really a lot to do in Dunder South. But in terms of cart, wagon, horse, and your stay, because you have agreed to go to Molderam, they're going to arrange everything for you for no cost.
Oh.
So you have basically 2 days downtime while they get everything arranged.
Okay.
What do you want to do in Dunder? It's very quick to see there isn't really much to do in Dunder, I'm afraid to say. There is a general goods store run by a Noradride Amble Braid, where they sell winter clothes if the party need that.
Mhm.
There is the barracks for the soldiers and miners. There is the Dunder Forge, which is run by Smithmaster Bilber Ashspite. And then, of course, you have the inn and the cobbled mill. And that's literally it. Everything else is homes for the workers.
Oh, I thought you said there was a place I could get a mount.
Yeah, they're going to arrange that.
Oh.
So it's going to be like a pit pony, basically.
Oh, so not that they could pull a cart.
No, they'll have a cart for you, but it's going to like be a repurposed coal cart.
Okay, I'm probably going to sell this once we get to somewhere I can get a proper mount, because we discussed already the kind of mount I'm going to go for.
I got you covered.
It's all right. We'll make sure that the pony has a nice retirement somewhere. We're not.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
We're not selling it for or cat food, are we?
I'm not giving up Mac.
We'll sell it to Yoo-hoo.
Oh.
Don't sell it to anyone in the start.
They'll eat it. Okay,
No.
so anything else?
What I would like to do is just to offer if I can help out around the place, if there's any errands I can run, or it's just a way of sort of saying, you know, from a neighbour from Tulop, someone who's known the Blue Veins, it's just let me do something just to help.
The offer is
I didn't think.
very nicely received, and everyone is really friendly here. Like even before you mentioned Blue Vein, like I think you mentioned Blue Vein, it's like even more friendly, but they were just friendly anyway, because you guys have agreed to deliver some news to the Giants, who are actually the leaders of this country, because they've not been able to. So you guys are doing a massive job for them already. It is greatly appreciated, but because of the refugees, so the humans, the orcs, the bugbears, every other race that evacuated Brayla, they don't actually have any work for you, unless you were actually going to stay and help with the clearing, but that'd be like a 20-day round trip. And you guys are getting out of here tomorrow.
Yeah. I
It
guess
is very nicely accepted. And everyone's like, oh, thank you, I'll buy you a drink later. And you are inundated with drinks at the tavern. It's just nice to offer.
I guess it's just a case, if that's what's happening, then I'm just socialising with everyone, I'm talking and get to know about stuff of the Ironfoot, probably the history of the Ironfoots as well. Because knowing the connection that the halflings and the dwarves would have had with each other, I'm just swapping stories and talking about things. And
specifically with Ironfoot South, a lot of people say, oh, that's nice, but never actually been to Tulok, because this is like a completely other side. So like from here, it's like a 5-6 day journey by a pit pony, actually into Dunder, and then it's like another 5 day. It's like another 2 days from Dunder to Tulok. From here, so it would be like a 20-day round trip just to go there and back for a day trip.
I guess I just sort of encourage them, if they ever fancy just visiting, you know, very accommodating. There's plenty of events, plenty of food. And I do kind of like drop about the Harvest Festival as well at this sort of time in the year, in case if they're ever interested.
They sound really interested, actually. Yeah.
I sort of have a bit of a joke with them, and I do tell them about the fact that, I ended up getting into a lot of trouble for playing quite badly, but I mean it in good jest. I'd say to them, it's just socialising, banter, and just saying, please do come visit Tulok if you want to. We'd love to have you come join us.
With you mentioning the events and everything in Tulok, they actually mentioned that if you are going to the Dunder Keep, they heartily recommend that you visit the amphitheatre.
Nice.
What month are we in? It's the 9th month.
It's Mark Pennoff, which might be the 10th month.
Yes, 10th month. So you're coming on the 11th month. So they do mention that you unfortunately unfortunately, because they all sadly had to miss it because they couldn't get through because the blocked passage. But about 2 days ago, it was the Lonely Goat Herder opera at the amphitheatre. But coming up, when you guys get there, you'll probably get to see the Lonely Goat Herder reprise, or you might even be able to get to see the Barber of Dale.
Can I just interrupt very briefly and ask
Yeah.
what day will it be when we actually leave? Because then I can get my
So
diary.
you arrive on the 29th.
Yes.
You're there for the 30th, which there is a pretty big party that day with the orcs, because the 30th is the 30th day of the 10th month is the celebration of Grumsh, the father of all orcs.
So
It'll be the first of the 11th.
thank you. Just wanted to just get my diary entries right. Because I know that we've actually dates matter.
Yes, dates do matter. Okay, so yeah, you have a great time. Narlock and Zed, of course, both of you do get invited to the 30th celebrations. Zed, although you don't look orc anymore, that said, you are clearly giant kin, so you do get invited because it's a celebration of giant ancestry. Is there anything you two want to do while you're in town, or shall I just describe the celebration of Grumsh? Unfortunately, you two are not invited.
If this is a celebration, tell me, do the Ironfoots have the same kind of tavern brawl you might have had with Blue Veins?
This isn't a dwarfish celebration. This is an orc celebration because there have been so many orc refugees. That's why a celebration is happening.
Okay.
So,
in which case, then I'm going to probably party with the rest of the orcs here.
So the event that happens is mostly a tribal feast. A lot of orcs going back to their roots, as it were. A lot of these orcs that you meet have grown up in cities their entire life, but it's still that chance to kind of exhibit the more tribal aspects of their ancestry. So there's a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, large fires are built to be danced and sung around. People come forward of varying ages to tell stories of Grumsh One-Eye, who is a great enemy of the dwarves and the elves, and how the great vengeance of the orcs against all elf kind for the loss of his eye. And then the kind of weird looks from the audience is like, we're kind of nearby. Is this okay?
Now I see why.
Zed laughs at that one because he likes that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great one, that is. And there's lots of like orc elders who are clearly not PC, telling epic stories of why orcs need to kill all humans and dwarves and elves. And then the younger ones going, right, let's get Grandma away from the talking pit.
Although during the celebration, Zed wears a more ceremonial outfit. He doesn't wear his armor, and he shows off his markings to the elders.
Yeah, the elders are really interested because, as we said, your tattoos now in your reincarnated form are the history of the orcs being born from the giants. It's that origin story built on science. It's more like the story of Prometheus rather than Adam and Eve. But yeah, it's a fantastic time. Just lots of food, lots of wine, lots of dancing, lots of drinking.
Narlock goes into his usual story whenever he's there.
What's it?
My mother was a man and my father was a woman.
Me too! Me 3! Me 7! Just cheers of people. Did you know
They just look over, just look over to them and just go, Gallagher!
Just different chants of different tribes, and then there's just an utterance somewhere in the back. Do you know the Sock Man? And there's just utterance about this legendary figure among all orcs, of a member of their tribe who was obsessed with socks. And by the way, I got that one from you two. You two, when you were having a conversation about your orc tribes, started talking about a mad orc who stole socks, and both of you went, wait, I had one like that. So now all orc tribes have a mad orc who's obsessed with socks.
I just sort of yelled back to the guy. For some reason, he was obsessed with spotty ones and got liquor.
I was obsessed with pointy ones with triangles.
Why did we create the orcs with the foot fetish?
Only one is like all the congregated foot fetishism was deposited in one orc.
And how do they know when this one is born?
You know.
The one who pulls his little orc socks off and chews.
That's just every orc in the audience just going, you know.
The prophesized sock one.
Oh God!
I love this.
Oh,
Thing.
is it going about say the orcs went around stealing everyone's left shoe or something?
Why am I now
Probably something like that.
Why am I now imagining they all take a sock and they put it on a stick and they start doing a dance?
Yeah, you guys are just watching from the tavern with the dwarves really confused as just there's a march of middle-aged to young orcs with socks on sticks. Sock one, sock one, sock one.
I speak perfect Orcish and I don't know what sock one means.
You probably want another drink because I don't even know if this is real anymore.
Please.
What was that, Zed?
So I couldn't explain it to you if I tried.
Oh, we're watching this from the tavern. You two are involved in the sock
Yeah.
march.
Narlock is basically leading this conga line of sock one.
Just a big stick with a spotty sock on the end. Sock one, sock one.
Weird thing, it's not your own sock. Everyone traded socks. And at the end of this celebration of Grumsh One Eye, father and ruler of all orcs, everyone goes away with mismatched socks.
I'm going to add Grumsh One Sock now to his name and titles.
I'm not having that. That's too far.
I'm not curing athlete's foot.
What the hell? Right.
What were you doing?
Right. I've actually got a list of like 4 things, none of which are huge.
That's fine.
I would like to get a little bit of work done on my spell.
Yeah.
But do you want to hear what the other things
Let's see
are?
what the
and
other
then-
things are, then we'll work out time from backwards.
I would like to get some winter clothes because Saladin is skinny as fuck and is going to feel the cold.
Yep, we will do a fashion gallery at the end.
Right, thank you. I'd also like to check on some of the refugees, just see if they're anyone I know.
Couple of people you recognise from here or there. Not very many came that route. But 1 or 2 you recognise from places.
Just checking that they've got everything they need. I know he said they've come with money or to work, so...
Everyone's kind of doing okay. A few people do ask if you wouldn't mind sparing some change just to get them by a couple more days.
Absolutely. I will chuck them... Oh, God. What have I got? I've got tons of money. This is the problem.
So you want silver or gold? They're only asking for silver.
I will give them... you said it was a couple of people?
Yeah.
I'll give them 50 silver each. We've got more than enough of that, by the way.
Okay, so plug yourself down, I'd say 200 silver.
Okay.
About 4 people, just mostly kids for the most part, or people with kids.
I will hand it to their parents.
Fair.
Right.
What else?
Oh, but weirdly enough, I think... Oh my God, I do from the very start of the campaign.
What?
I do actually have a bag of boiled sweets on me,
Oh yeah, you do.
and they don't go off. They
They
might go
don't.
a bit sticky, but
But that's it. And yeah, all the kids. Do you basically just give a bag out, or
yeah, just these will probably not last much longer. So why don't you guys all share these out?
you just see like scamper of children really happily sharing sweets, and a few adults get in on it. They're
Do we
up.
still have the healing gummies?
We do, yes. We've
Mhm.
got 80 doses of them left.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no,
they don't count as a healing potion, do they?
they don't. So you don't suffer potion miscability if you take them.
But you can't.
Never those in that battle.
Yeah, they were helpful. But obviously with them, they're no good during combat. They're good while you're on the road, like chewing cud or something.
The one other thing was I wanted to try and get hold of Narlock at one point when, obviously not during the sock one march. I understand that's a sacred religious ritual.
For you.
It would probably be on the 29th rather than 30th. So yeah, sure.
Okay. Just, no, really quick thing.
Yes.
Well, in my letter from White Band, he actually mentioned Rachel.
Oh,
He said Rachel's asked him to paint her because paint her a picture of you and her together.
Oh.
How sweet
Oh.
is that?
Rachel asked him to paint a picture of us together.
Yeah, hang on, let me get to it in his letter.
You already opened
It
it.
wasn't paint me like one of your gold dragonesses.
No, he's promised he's not going to do any paintings like that. Rachel has even asked that I paint one of her and Narlock, so if he runs off again, saving the world and protecting the innocent, I've got something else to remember. Remember him by. Oh no, remind me of him. Sorry, I think writing with big claws is difficult. His handwriting's a bit strange.
You get Scriveners do a lot of it.
I have an idea, and I'm going to need it to Cal if it can be done. The scrying orbs. Now I know one of them is connected to Helm.
So if you use a scrying orb, it is connected. You basically beseech your god to throw your vision. So if you use either of them, it goes through Helm.
Could it be done in a way that I leave one with her, and if she needs me, it would be like a two-way connection that we can see each other through them?
So scrying only works one way.
What about the mirror? See, what about the mirror?
The mirror, again, it's one way. But you could go and visit if you wanted.
If you want, yeah, I think I can activate it so you could go, but you've only got an hour there.
24 hours.
24 hours. You've got
Could
24
you-
hours. Could
Yeah,
I?
you get a day.
Do you want to go visit or just see her?
I want to go visit.
Of course then, hang on. No, activate the mirror for him.
Okay, so
I don't.
where are you setting it? It requires a location.
Yeah. You've got her staying at your house, haven't you?
Or
I have, but she's working. She's working alongside Clive.
So go to the Black Spire.
So
What sort of time would it be in Torgaval?
If at this time, I'm going to say it's towards the evening where you are, so it's the evening in Torgaval as well. Second thing, Narlock, Rachel is working for Keth, Kovac, and Phil.
that's it. Yes.
Oh,
Let's see. Work will probably have wrapped up in the evening now, so she'll probably be at home.
Okay.
what's it? Hold it. Isn't Torgaval protected from scrying?
Yes, but it's protected from Fae.
This is mirror.
But yeah, so would the mirror work?
Have a go.
Look, we'll activate it because it shows you the location first. If we can't go there, it won't show the image, probably. I think that's how it works. I'll try and set it as close to Narlock and Roberto's house as possible. I don't remember if they had any mirrors or anything, because it has to be something reflective that it comes out of.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah.
Set it for.
If you need it for a mirror, you can set it for the one in the living room.
All right.
Or set it to the temple.
How far are you from? You're not.
The Black Spire is next door to the temple, isn't
If
it?
it's a reflective surface, could the big metal doors do?
Metal doors would do, I'd imagine. I will do my best to get you as close as possible to the house, and it'll pick a location based on that.
Yeah, because if it works on the big metal doors in the house, I could just walk into my house.
So quick thing before we activate this, you have 24 hours, and if you're not back by that time, I can't guarantee you come back to this place. It's a bit complicated how it works.
So, just to go over the mirror again, once triggered, you have 24 hours to come back via the path that you came in through. As long as you're in the material plane, you will just be teleported back. And you then, if that happens, the mirror can't be used until the next following dawn. If you walk back through of your own volition before the 24 hours is up, the mirror can be re-engaged an hour later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he could get you back anyway then.
Yeah, he would just shunt back. Now, with this being the 29th, obviously you will need to, because we did all that with the orcs, you will need to be back by the morning of the 30th.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll basically be on no sleep or whatever happens. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll activate the mirror for him and hopefully it shows a location.
It does. You can see your own living room. The one you and Roberto have lived in for many months at this point. Things you recognize in the darkness, things that you've done, decorations, that kind of thing, but then a lot of things you don't recognize.
She's bought things for the house.
Yes, there are lots of flowers, lots of vases. The door that you had built for May of Lexington is now the only door. She has gotten rid of the old door and replaced it with a window, with one of those like barn doors. So it's like a double part. And you can see like a plant pot on the outside where she's clearly growing.
Okay, we'll need to talk about that one, but
You've been gone for a while and you said to make herself comfortable.
I did, yeah. I did. But I will need to talk to her about the whole volition of, this is still the house of a sneak thief.
I hope she hasn't triggered the traps.
No, I told her how to get past them.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be best just to, leave them be. But if she needed money, I told her how she could get some.
All right. Bon voyage then.
Okay.
Bon voyage.
You
I walk through the mirror.
You step through the mirror and have a short drop as the mirror that you had was basically on a ledge. But it's just a small one, just maybe 2 foot, just... As you're looking around your home, the one that you shared with Roberto and have invited Rachel into, you can see a lot of things that are the same. And then you start noticing things that are different. Now, there are the things that she has done clearly to make herself comfortable, like changing the barn house door so that she can start growing herbs. And as you inspect, you can see rosemary, basil, thyme, all the typical cooking herbs growing just on the edge of the door. But that's when you kind of notice something where either Clive was told to do something or this is a smart woman, because there is a heavy crossbow tucked behind like a umbrella stand.
Nice.
And it is loaded, it's cocked, but not got a bolt in. The bolts are actually, as you look closer, hidden inside the umbrella stand. So it's very easy to grab one if someone's causing trouble. Looking around the rest of the kind of open plan living room / dining room / kitchen, you can see that she's clearly had a lot of work done on the kitchen to make it more functional. She's had a new table put in that's more ready for larger gatherings.
I'm guessing she's been spending quite a bit of the platinum that Salite has been giving us.
You could go have a look if you want.
I think I will, yeah.
One other thing you notice in the room is the locked door, the cellar door that goes into the root cellar, where you have the traps and the actual safe. She's had that reinforced. Both a larger iron outline, iron trapdoor lid with hinges to help open it, and a massive padlock. And I do mean massive, like probably most expensive the artisan could make.
Well, I'm not going to have the key to this.
That might draw an eye.
Well, but no one's going to get through it. Where do you want to go? It is late-ish, so they're not sure what her time patterns are.
I get the feeling she won't be at work, so if I'm going to go upstairs, and if she's not in the bedroom, she should be possibly at Clive's, or he would maybe know where she is then.
Now, just remind me, the upper floor has a balcony that overlooks the town, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. So going upstairs, you can find all the kind of female touches that she'll have added. Vases with flowers in. There's a bookshelf been installed with books she's could have been reading, and there's like a label attached to one of them. And having a quick look at that, you see this next for book club, S, and you surmise that's probably from Sargoria. Looking out the balcony, you can see her on her way back to the house. It looks like she finished work, went to Clive's, and she is now on her way back, just kind of looking in a little basket that she's got, probably like food or similar. What do you want to do?
I'm going to wait by the front door. Because if I try and surprise her, she's going to get a real bad shock. So I'm just going to be blunt about it and just be waiting by the front door.
You already know she's a woman who has a crossbow near the front door, so
Yeah,
don't
she's
shock
going to try and attack me if I try and sneak up on her.
She didn't take it with her.
She's just saying she doesn't have something else on her.
She's got knives in the
Dagger
nipples.
girdle.
Okay, so you're going to wait by the front door for her. So,
Yeah.
so that when she opens the door, you're inside or
Outside.
outside. So you go out to meet her.
Yeah.
Okay, you open the door, and there's clearly a register in her mind that someone's there. And you see a flicker of a movement, and then she kind of looks up, sees that it's you, and then just runs into a dead sprint and jumps into your arms. You're here, you're here.
Oh, if he's doing this inside the living room, can we see this through the mirror?
I have put the mirror down. They get privacy.
Oh, come on!
No,
Yeah.
I'm keeping it in the bag of holding.
Oh, come on!
Worse,
I've
I'm
heard
giving it
enough of his
stunted.
poundings.
He is fully embracing her in a hug.
Yeah, she's just kind of touching your face, touching your neck. Just she can't quite believe that you're. When did you get back? Where are all your friends? What's going on? I thought you went back for another month or two.
Come into the house and I can explain. I can show you even.
Are you hungry? I've got some food. It's only for one person though.
That's fine. I have food on me. We can make plenty. Let's just go in.
Okay, kind of go inside, and she's really excited that you're back, and she kind of wants to show you all the things she's done around the house to kind of make it more like somewhere that a couple and a friend would live, rather than two friends living together. So there's the kitchen, which you never really bought much food for the house, but the larders are full. There is everything that you need to cook, to prepare. There's really good quality supplies. And that's when she kind of gets this look. It's like, oh, and don't worry, I paid for everything myself. In fact, I went to the bank this morning and actually got a receipt just to check what was in there. And actually having a look, she's actually been putting into the account in the same way you have.
Oh, bless her.
Oh,
There is currently 1,750 platinum pieces in there. And it does actually have an account of where money was going in. She has put in an additional 200 platinum on top of what you had put in.
just taken aback by this, and I just say to her, well, when I get back, we're going to be having no shortage of funds. We found so much while we were there, and we've been allowed to keep all of it. And I can even pop back here and put things away, but it's a point to the front door and show her the active spell gateway. Celadine's been able to open this for me so I can stay here for 24 hours, but it'd be better leaving before then so it doesn't exhaust one of our uses of it. But it means then if I go back, say in 20, at this point about 20 hours time, it gives us that time together.
20 hours would be too much. You've probably got, I would say, 12 hours before we. Sorry, that's purely because we said what happened on the 30th.
Okay, I say it here then. We've got half a day. I
Okay.
could have sent a letter. I thought this would be better.
Absolutely, it's fun. Yes, yes. And she starts cooking, and you kind of get this feel that she's probably been practicing a lot of things.
I help her to make a stew.
Give me a intelligence check.
Because I thought if she's got meat and all that there for herself, it'd be better to make a stew and then there's enough for the both of us. Because you say that she's going to have stuff. She's going to have things like stock and maybe some basic vegetables and that. And
okay, give me the intelligence check, please.
14.
14. You start helping, and it's really, really good. And she's got this smile on her face. And then after about 5 minutes of you helping, she's still got a smile on her face, but it's a different kind of smile. And she just kind of grabs your shoulder and goes, "That's so nice of you to be doing that. But actually, I could really do with you over here." And she sits you down at the table with like vegetables to cut.
I understand. And I get my dagger and just go, "Don't worry."
Just an FYI, she physically moved you. Like, if
She's a very strong woman.
You are welcome to try and resist a little bit.
No,
she
he's
so she's like 5'2", and you're what, like 6 foot something?
6'9".
Yeah, she's 5'2". You are 6'9". So this is Thor Bjornsson and his wife level of height difference. She basically just picked you up by the hips and put you at the table.
Jesus.
Narlock is just thinking to himself, "This is going to be a brilliant relationship."
Big orc man need little human wife to look after him. Yeah, the two of you cook. She's kind of going through kind of everything she's clearly wanted to tell you for a long time. She actually shows you something she was looking at in her basket. I actually was just getting some homework from Clive to actually go over what he was telling me about. And you can see like ciphers and codes and sequences all translating, untranslating, and re-scrambling thieves' cant for the written language. From the basket as well, she pulls out a really good quality side of pork and a hand crossbow, which is what she went for.
You know, I'm really glad I didn't do my original plan of sneaking up on you. I get the feeling would have ended really badly.
Probably, and I'd rather not our first meeting have been that.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, I've had far worse. I mean, just the other day we were. What did you call that god again? Gnogu. Gnogu.
Yeah.
I mean, just the other day we took down Gnogu, but that didn't end well for me. I fired a shot at him, and I must have hit the thickest armor plate he had. And I mean, you can see yourself. This is a powerful gun. It just bounced right off of him, and I ended up getting pummeled by him by his tail, by his fists, and then by his goons. But we took them out.
As you're kind of saying this, she gets this look on her face, and as you're talking, she starts inspecting you, like checking for bruises, cuts, wounds. It's like, okay, stay here, and the food is on the boil. And she goes and like gets a first aid kit. It's like, lift your arm. And yeah, you come away with like bandages up your arm. There's one across your neck where you didn't even know there was a cut previously. So you come away with more bandages than you left, so everyone's going to be really worried about it. But it is first aid.
Zed kind of gets a shiver. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like I need to punch Narlock when he gets back.
Why? Because I got someone else to do first aid?
Because you don't need it.
You always feel like you need to punch Narlock.
This is true.
20, don't let anyone have the mirror.
What he's gonna do from here, he's just gonna say to her once they've sat down and they're eating, and that he's gonna just say, "There's so much more I have to tell you and things I want to do, but I'll say that when we come back, what I have in mind will be worth it.
When do you think that will be? Just so I know.
I'm hoping soon, and I'm hoping I can do this more often because it will be a lot easier than just sending letters to come back and see you instead.
It would be nice, actually. Yeah. Okay. Right. I have some things I want to talk to you about as well, but I'll wait until you get back, and we can actually have maybe a few days together before you go gallivanting off again.
I want more than that.
Well, so do I, but I know you're busy saving the world, and Clive's been telling me, and you and your friends.
I mean, a lot's happened that time. The last time I saw you, I had a cross of Helm with me.
Yeah.
And now he's, and I show the sword. He has made me a paladin now, and I show the tattoo.
So yeah, when you do that, the tattoo kind of glows, and the sword just appears out of nowhere. And
Yeah, just sort of goes.
she looks genuinely impressed. And it's like, wow.
Never thought I would have found religion, but here we are.
So the night goes really nicely. It's really comfortable. She does everything like somewhat between pampering, but also like really hard. You've got to look after yourself more.
Mothering.
Kind of, yeah, but in the good way.
Do they take to the bedroom?
You do take to the bedroom, and she is quite happy for that.
And then it'll be the next morning whenever he leaves, he'll give her a proper goodbye and tell her that he'll come through as soon as he can. And he'll say to her, okay, I think I have an idea. If the next time you're coming, the next time that I come, have you opened these doors yet?
Which ones?
I point to the two ones that announced Mayor of Lexington.
Oh, yes, we've had to open them a few times to let White Band in for book club.
Okay,
Nice.
the next time I come, I will open these doors twice. If you hear that tune play twice, you know I'm here.
Okay.
That's only if I'm here and you're not.
Okay. If that's the case, and you're opening from the inside, I'll just need to show you this. And kind of in her night dress, this is like first thing in the morning, she shows you where she's either had installed or installed herself a blow dart trap.
Jesus.
Very good.
You actually recognize the blowgun as the one that you got during your first adventure with Rupert. She bought that back.
That is clever.
That blowgun, by the way, you never used it because you didn't really want to, but that blowgun is a +1 blowgun that does an automatic 3d12 poison damage.
Oh.
Anything coming through there is taking 3d12 +1 poison damage.
But she doesn't want to come in, right? She's not just
Yeah, there's
she's
like
not
a
just
disengaging.
pepper firing my dragon.
No, there's like a disengaging clip.
White Band would know about that then.
No, it's only on the inside. So it's like you've got to pull the cord, which obviously does the announcement, and then she'd obviously disengage that to open the door.
Mm.
So
I have a clever way for that to be disengaged. Do you know the big giant knocker on the door?
Yeah.
Lift it up and turn it.
Do you mention this to her?
Yeah, I say to her, it might be a good idea then, if instead of going over to activate that clip, if you drag that wire across here and you lift this up to, if you undo that so you can turn it, it'll do the same thing, but then that way it's only a coding then that only you would know.
Yeah, that way you can unlock it from both sides rather than just the inside.
Yeah, and then anyone who knows to do that will know to come in close, unlock it that way and come through without any worry of getting hurt.
Yeah. She's okay, I'll get that ordered and get that sorted. No problem.
Oh, by the way, before I go, and I reach into the bag of holding, where I have a gold and ruby necklace, and I take it out and I just go, just for now, and give it to her.
Thank you. And she just kind of lifts her hair out the way for you to actually put it on her.
Oh.
I have to go now, but he pulls a chair over to get up that 2 feet,
Yeah.
climbs up, and then walks through it. Until next time.
No worries. Narlock, with all that night, could you make me a wisdom check?
Ooh,
I'd say, but
8.
No, it's just a lovely night. She seemed really open and really happy to like show you everything, and just really excited to have you back. Good job.
the one thing I take away from this is white band and a book club.
Yeah.
Like he's like, he's got his like pair of spectacles. He's like, just
No, I can see that. Okay, let's discuss 50 Shades of Grey.
It's 50 Shades of Gob, and it's not a very good read.
pile of trash.
Yeah, he's in a book club with Sargoria, Rachel. I can't remember who else is in it. He's written to me about it.
And this one was written by the mother of the Traveller of Leyspark.
To be honest, Sargoria would recommend those. She's a big fan. I'm still carrying around her whole collection. She wants me to get them signed.
Oh,
I think of him being like in Little Witch Academia, the old dragon who's got the tiny little spectacles and the dressing gown on.
Oh
Just
God!
shows up just like that at night, and it's just like,
And it's like, how I did Dale.
He is actually a very good reader. The problem he has is most books are made of paper, so they're just like they burn in his hands. He has to get a lot of the books transcribed onto metal sheet.
it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Why can't this guy make up his mind?
I meant to say I actually found a picture of what Rachel actually looks like for the party. If people are interested, because I know I described her initially as
That
obviously
means that Christian painted over the model.
short, as you said, 5'2", slightly dumpy, not dumpy,
Chunky.
chunky, plus size.
She's a big lass.
Blonde
Stout.
hair.
Is it stout?
Now stout's too big. ADnD Art, fancy
Just
inspiration.
Mentioning the dragon in the fluffy bathrobe, I wasn't going to mention this, but it does say in his letter, Clive and some of my kobolds have made me a reading room, which sounded good until I saw that they'd installed a large chair, fluffy bathrobe, and romantic candles that smell of old books, lightning, and chamomile. I think it is their attempt to make the room smell like you.
Oh,
Mm.
not the same without you.
Have you been reading my letter?
Send me a picture of the dragon from Little Witch.
Okay, it's downloaded. I will send a picture of what Rachel looks like to the party chat.
Harry Potter was good.
My leg feels funny.
I'm looking forward to getting home. I want to join the book club.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I put my phone down and lost. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Good grief, those are some knockers on her. Sorry, that's probably the wrong thing to remark on.
Probably. Is that White Band's reading room?
Well, that's what I think White Band would look like in his reading room, the little dressing gown and small glasses and just.
You alright? Oh god.
If he was blue.
Yeah.
He is blue.
No, I mean that dragon. If that dragon was blue.
Norlock gets sexy barmaid aid. I get dragon in bathrobe.
He isn't wearing a bath. We have the picture actually. I had that picture commissioned.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
He's tall and built.
Actually, did we send a picture of
I don't think we did.
Oh, alright, I'll get the picture from MiiBee.
That one you had done for our anniversary, which was very sweet of you.
Yeah. I'll send a picture of what White Band looks like to the party.
Cool.
There we go. Loaded. Finally. Then there's been far too much nice things happening. Something terrible's going to happen. I can feel it.
I'd really like if we could actually get to the temple and then, yeah.
Yes. Oh, and I bought some winter clothes simply because.
Yes. As you're all leaving, could everyone describe their winter clothes? Because you are going into the winter season.
Oh, do I need to knock off some money?
No, this was part of the commission.
I'm thinking mostly just the same as what she normally wears, maybe like a shade lighter blue with white fur lining on everything.
That makes sense. You got like a fur ruff and like a fur lining to the hood.
I can have a fur. I don't want to say what I know it's called because you'll laugh at me. So.
Moth.
Yes.
I always kind of imagine Celadine wearing like Belle's winter coat.
Oh yes, that.
Yeah, that, but in blue.
Narlock has gone for heavier trousers, a fur-lined coat over his armor, and he's wearing his cloak, but over the top of that, he's wearing like a heavier one to keep warm under.
Yes, please, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
I guess Roberto is probably going to wear something which is kind of almost like an aviator style jacket. So it's fur lined, but there's almost a slight tailcoat effect on there as well. So it's got the pirate-esque theme, but it's almost like, what the fuck is he, a pirate or a pilot? He's a pirate sort of thing.
He is the navigator.
He is. I am the navigator.
Is that actually a drawing of White Band and?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
White Band and Celadine.
MiiBee, he commissioned MiiBee to do it as an anniversary present.
I mean that's like. I mean that's. I can see that.
Yeah. I always imagine him being a little bit more emaciated looking.
Really?
As in, you said that he was toned but slender in build and high. I didn't get the impression he was muscly.
The toned and slender was Brynval in his human form.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought.
Yeah. Brynval's like a scaly Sephiroth, isn't he?
Yeah. That's exactly it, actually. Yeah, because he was emaciated. He was starving in the desert. No, White Band has always been like jacked.
Oh, okay. I got it. In which case, when I drew that initial picture when we first met him, I got it wrong.
I was curious about that. Why he was so skinny?
No, because that's what I thought you said. I thought you said he is basically like a stretched kobold. That's what I thought. That was the impression that I got from your description.
Huh.
That is really fucking cute because I can just literally see that they're having a very in-depth philosophical conversation, and there's Celadine just sort of like kind of like saying, but it's almost like a counter argument to something he's saying, and he's like, okay, go on.
The thing I like is that his arms are clearly trembling, so however many books she's got him carrying.
Do you remember when you guys were last in Torgaval and there was a bit where Celadine was focused on spellcraft and White Band was just kind of there? It's that. It's the jock boyfriend carrying the nerd girl's books and struggling.
I just remembered I also said I was working on the spell, so
yes. So
what could I knock off reasonably?
16, 24 hours.
24 hours.
How close are you to conclusion?
Not far now.
How not far?
I had 40 hours left.
So you've got 16 hours to go.
16 hours to go, and then I'm a spellcrafter.
Okay, not.
Are you going to create this super powerful spell that's going to nuke everything?
Not quite. It's a lot more leaning into what Celadine's good at. It's illusions.
So have you read the Making Spells in the DMG, Nick?
No, I haven't.
250 gold.
250 gold off it as well.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're going to make a spell in game, you have to arrange it with the dungeon master first, so you're both on the same page. And the basic craft of it is 1,000 gold pieces and 40 hours per level. So when Jenny approached me about the spell she wanted to make, I already balanced for it.
So that's that. So you want? I'm guessing it must be a level 9 spell based upon the.
It's a level 3 spell, but it's a level 3, but it's a variant, so I can upcast it, and it's got a couple of effects, which is why it's taken me a little bit longer.
To be honest, the problem is you guys haven't had a lot of downtime since Torgaval to actually spend time and work on the spells.
How does that work in terms of divine magic?
Oh, you can do it as well. Any character can make a spell. They don't actually have to have spell casting, but they have to pass a DC at the end based on their spell casting ability. If you don't have a spell casting ability, you basically got to find someone to cast the spell to prove your theory.
So basically, this is your magical thesis.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good analogy. I like that.
Been working really hard on this. I think I've nearly got it.
I think Zed was the only one who didn't describe his winter outfit, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Zed basically wears under his armor. He wears a thick woolen padded linens. So basically, stuff that he can wear under his armor that he can still do it without any hindrance that keeps him warm.
I like that. Yeah, and this is a oh god, I'm going to go with a Terry Pratchett here. This is dwarven woolcraft. It's wool that's on par with armor, and the clothes have hinges.
Yeah,
it's heavy wool, itchy as fuck, warm as hell.
Yeah, and not to mention Zed's already got his wolf. He's got his wolfskin cloak and hood.
Yeah, so it's quite easy for you to actually stay warm or cool, because that's the whole point. That's the thing. If you've got a god who's kind of a god of rangers, they work in all environments. Okay. Is everybody ready to set out on the 1st of the 11th month?
Yep.
Yeah, think so. Oh
Yep.
no, did it go okay?
Is what?
I said, did it go all right? You visited Rachel?
That was everything I needed and more.
No.
Hmm.
I think they.
Yes, I haven't proposed yet. I've told her that it will be worth it when I come home. But I would appreciate if there's ever a time I can use that spell again, because that was a lot more meaningful than letters. And I would advise that if there are some things you'd like to clear up with White Band, maybe you do the same.
I don't know at the moment. I would like to see him, but at the same time, seeing him means I have to say words to him, and it's just so much easier when I can cross things out if I don't know what I'm trying to say with them.
Then when your thoughts are clear, go to him.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, if anyone else wants to use it to go visit people, it's not just for us to use, of course. I mean, not the animals. I don't really want to send 20 up on his own. Oh, stop licking your nose!
He does the Stitch thing where he gets his tongue fully in his nostril.
Yeah, don't really.
She has a retarded dog.
Yes.
He is! Tell me he isn't!
His intelligence is 6.
5.
5.
Yeah, in D&D 5e terms, he has a -3 to his intelligence. He is as stupid as Elijah is physically weak.
He walks backwards and wags his head.
Yeah.
I don't will get hold of me because of my dead zone.
But if I get it as well, just send a message. Just
It'll probably end up somewhere like the shadow, Val. Probably where.
That could be nice and
Rather than Summer Court.
Would you have to squeeze it in
Oh
there?
yeah.
He's a very stupid dog.
Yeah, it was not like a
Yeah,
term.
I was going to empty it first.
Winter Court.
It's fine. You're a bit tight.
Well, if not,
Your
just wait for
Xbox
me
is
to
like
get.
yesterday, isn't it?
Oh, I'm gonna get a job.
Yeah, but that thing's built for taking laptops. So
Yes, it's shiny here, to be honest.
That's just force of habit.
So both the girlies there, but
Welcome back
is
when
it the one I saw yesterday?
That's what I've always had.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
And I gave him that and a controller.
Okay. That's right. Let's sort that.
Good edge.
All right, ready to get back to it?
Yep.
Cool.
Can Zed do one thing as well in the time between?
Of course.
Yeah. It's just like on one of the nights when he's in his prayers, he just mutters one word up to Fenris and he just says, "I'm ready."
The next full moon is in less than 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
If going goes fine, you will be in Dunder west by the time of the full moon.
Yay.
Okay. So, with directions given and with instructions received, with good rolling, you could be in Moldaram within 3 days.
Yeah.
An encounter table.
Zed will, if the weather starts getting bad, he'll control the weather to keep it clear.
Okay. That will diminish some of it. Who will be the first one to roll for the first day of travel?
It's
I'll go first.
Bercho, isn't it? I want to go to.
Yeah, you want to go into Fanbertra, which you have to go to Fanbertra to get to Dunder West.
You volunteering?
I'm rolling first.
Okay.
How far away is that from here?
So from here to Moldaram is 3 days. From here to where you're pretty certain the temple that you're looking for, the Temple of the Unseeing Eyes, is a further 5 days, with it being about a day's travel from Dunder West. So you're not far off.
So if we head for
Okay.
Dunder West, we'll be as close as possible to the temple.
Exactly.
Okay, which is good because that's where we're going.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's see that roll.
Yeah. So you're rolling first
13.
on the encounter table.
13, Roboto, suddenly.
I need you to roll a d4.
Ooh, that's interesting. Uh-oh. That will be a 3.
Who is at the front of the wagon for the first day's travel? Narlock?
Yeah, probably not a lot.
Could you give me
Anyone beside me?
Probably me.
Okay. Could both of you give me perception checks, Zed with advantage, of course?
Uh-oh.
15.
16.
As you are making your way through the forest in the direction of Moldaram, you come across travelers going in the opposite direction. At their lead, there is a bugbear, and behind them, 4 gnolls, all wearing similar tribal garb to the bugbear. Oh, travelers,
Greetings.
where are you headed to this awful winter?
But I can't pronounce it.
Moldaram.
Moldaram, yes.
If you're headed for Moldaram, then you're on the right path. Just, I'd say, point your horses slightly more eastwards, and you'll be there in another day.
Thank you. So we've just come from what's it called?
Dunder East.
Dunder East.
Dunder South.
Sorry, Dunder South. I'm
You're
getting
headed for
muddled up.
Dunder East.
Yeah, we just come from Dunder South. If you keep on, if you follow our tracks, you'll be there within half a day.
Fantastic. That's where we're headed. Safe travels. And he just kind of barks something in Knoll, which you hear as "This way, new recruits."
I'm going to say new recruits for what? In Knowledge.
We decided to join the hunters rather than be killed.
A very wise decision.
We thought so too.
Either join the hunt or what? Die.
Okay.
Simple choice. Okay. You've knocked off a day of travel. Narlock, I think you're the next one to roll going clockwise.
Okay. 7.
The weather unfortunately turns bad. But Zed said control weather. Knock off the spell slot. You will arrive in Mordaram on the morning.
Woohoo! Yeah, so that it's worth using the level 7 spell slot for that.
You arrive in Mordaram on the 3rd of the 11th. So the morning comes and you all see the village of giants spreading out in a large clearing before you. The walls are made of thick tree trunks shaped into stakes, and you see a wide range of giants moving between buildings. You see stone giants, storm giants, and other high giants. You reach the front gates and you are approached by a bugbear. Travelers, where are you going?
We're heading for Dunder East, but we were told to stop here. They're a bit worried about you in Dunder South.
Why are they worried here?
They just haven't heard from you in a very long time.
They should send messengers.
They wanted to, but the messengers weren't willing to come this way.
Confused.
What? Their current messenger service are kobolds?
There's the looks on his face. Kobolds here, no kobolds here.
And I'm going to switch to giant because it'll probably be easier, so he's not having to go through 2 languages. No kobolds here. Their messengers are kobolds, and kobolds scared of you.
Good. Kobolds should be scared of us. But the kobolds messengers, kobolds should go see the ruler. Head for the longhouse, speak with Lord Mickmore, the patient.
Lord Mickmore, the patient.
Mickmo.
Mickmo.
M-Y-K-M-O.
We swap back to common and just tell the party. He says we should go to the longhouse and speak to Mickmo, the patient, their lord. He seems a bit confused as to why well, he understands why kobolds wouldn't come here, but he also understands kobolds are messengers, so I think this is a complicated situation.
Okay.
Does anyone else speak giant?
No.
I can speak ogreish.
That is like bastard giant, so it can work.
Oh boy. And I thought being small, now everything is so much bigger.
Yeah, getting into the actual town, you can see how these are giants. These are the smallest among them is about 30 feet tall. And they are walking, and some of them kind of look at you, just little people.
Do they have a small person's pedestrian way?
Yeah, you know, like a cycle route, they have that.
Yeah.
For small people.
It's for little people.
I'm so
So it's a
glad
bit like Zootopia, where there's different parts of the road for different size animals.
Yeah, you do see some giant cows, by the way, which is something that giants do breed, especially storm giants. Even these are about 50 feet high at the shoulders.
I'm so glad there's no sign that says all
Watch
shit.
out for the others.
Narlock is feeling very intimidated because he knows, the loyalty to giants.
It is a reverence.
20, stay close.
Kind of magnetizes your shin.
Easy boy.
Tibbles, meanwhile, Tibbles walks in somewhere and acts like he owns the place, and that just works. There are small mammoths making their way away from Tibbles. But Tibbles and Zed just clear a fucking path. It is Tibbles and Zed, I will say that.
I've read about this, it's called presence.
When did Zed have presents?
Since you came back.
I guess we'll kind of just have to follow Zed and Tibbles, since they seem to have a bit of an influence.
Yeah, we'll stay close behind them. Maybe it's because they're both getting really big now. I mean, Tibbles is getting huge, and no offense, Zed, you have shot up. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, the thing.
Okay.
So that's about what, 7.5 foot?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a fair estimate of how tall he is. Kind of make your way through, and there is a bit of a clear path as you make your way to the very obvious longhouse. The rest of the buildings here, they're all residential. They're all homes. They're not places of business. You can see that clearly. It looks like everyone here, if they want something, they just go out into the forest and get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Giants.
Hmm.
You're not going to get more, I take what I want, than except for a dragon.
Dragons are dicks.
That
Hey.
said, there is a hunting lodge where you can see gnolls, bugbears, and orcs all preparing to go out for a hunt. So it looks like they are catered to by their closest kin, plus gnolls. Right. Heading into the longhouse, you are made welcome as visitors of the giants. And moving through, you literally think you're Vaska from Skyrim.
Yay,
But
nice.
massive.
Yeah, bigger than that. Big enough for an actual giant. Not the giants in Skyrim, because those fuckers ain't giants. They're just big. I'm talking 30 foot high at the lowest end. That's the stone giants.
Oh shit.
On above them, you have the cloud giants, the frost giants, and then the topmost, you have the storm giants. Sitting in a massive throne carved from solid metal and stone, you see this younger storm giant, beard only just growing in the middle part, no mutton chops or sides, just the goatee down into a long, knotted and then plaited beard that comes down to maybe mid-torso.
Mm-hmm.
To his right and left, you see a series of attractive women, all of varying races, all ordering people about in the way of any queen of a court might. These are the 7 wives of Lord Micmo the Patient. There is a storm giant who sits to his left and appears to be the head wife. There is a stone giant playing a giant harp, musically gifted. There is a gorgeous red-headed fire giant wearing a plate bikini with people around her trying to cover her up. Let's go with the bimbo of the group. There is a half-orc woman off to one side, knitting chainmail with a human and a half-elf woman holding the metal as she rivets it. And there appears to be a bugbear huntress wearing a much larger headdress and neckline in the image of a bugbear shamaness, who appears to be equally seated at his right side. You are announced as the Travellers of Leyspark and Friends of the Dwarves of Dunder, and you are brought before Lord Micmo the Patient. As you approach, he moves a hand, sending his major domo away, and gestures for you all to approach closer.
I literally just dropped to one knee because I'm just in absolute awe at his presence and I'm petrified.
I give the usual salute, but bow while I do.
Zed kneels and gives him a thing. Thank you for granting us an audience at such short notice, my lord.
Seldine curtsies and lowers the head a bit.
It is not every day that we are approached by elfkin and children of the stone and their pets. Do you come from... No, you were said to be friends of Dunder. You will not come from Oreluma, have you? Having elves in your midst.
No, I'm from Glendorrel.
Ah, neighbor to the east. And what of you, elfkin? Looking at Roberto.
I am from Tulok, my lord. I am from Halfton.
Ah, neither of you come from our neighbors to the north. I see. What news is there of the dwarves?
There's been a cave-in at Dundas South, which is causing them a lot of delays, and they were rather concerned they hadn't been able to get in contact with you for some time.
Have they sent messengers?
This is a bit complicated. Their current best messenger service sort of refuses to come here because they're kobolds, but they're not kobolds like the pests. They're nice kobolds. They've got jobs. They're civilized.
Kind of gives you a strange look, and then looks to Zed and Narlock. Children of the stone and kin, would you agree that children of dragon blood can be trusted?
These children of the dragon kind have proven themselves time and time again to be honest and reliable messengers and good for our cause. If you would permit it, the Lady Saladin can summon one here now to prove their trust.
Without them, much of our travels would have been hindered, and much of our information would have been lost or unreceived. In that sense, in their usefulness, they have certainly proven themselves.
Okay. Narlock and Zed give me separate persuasion checks.
15.
What does 13 charisma give me now?
+1.
16.
Oh, does it go off charisma?
Yeah.
Persuasion, yeah.
Oh, then 17.
Okay. Unfortunately, just off the better DC, but you're in at the middle DC, that's fine. Okay. He contemplates for a few moments. Keep your magic, wizard. We do not allow dragon magic in the walls of the giants. It has caused problems in the past, but thank you for your words that we may trust the kobolds. So, Tima and the bugbear to his right kind of looks up. Send your hunters to Dunder South. Tell them if an envoy of kobolds can bring us news and tribute, then they may be permitted to region within the Hunters Guild, and they may be allowed to deliver the post for the dwarves. Just kind of nods. And she kind of nods to all of you. Just, that's good. Where are you headed next, friends of the stone?
If I'm getting it, are we heading? We're heading to the next. Are we heading to the next bit of Dunder?
Our final destination is Dunder East, but there is a location that we wish to visit along the way.
What
Yes,
location?
Farnborough.
We're in Fambercho.
No, Fambercho is the next country.
Oh,
above.
sorry.
So you're in Adelblanc, Fambercho.
Oh.
You are headed into Fambercho to Dunder West.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I will ask and direct you if you would deliver another message. We have sent envoys to the elf city of Oleluma, just across the border. We have attempted to raise peace with them, but still they attack our walls and hunters. I think they fear assault. I am patient. You kind of see his wife put a hand on his hand, and he nods. I am very patient. So, we have not attacked them back yet. If you could send them that we mean them no harm and wish to arrange trade and agreements, that would be preferred. If you are willing to do this, you may Stay in my court as guests for the evening and be on your way in the morning with directions to wherever you want in Fairbecho.
That sounds more than fair, my lord.
If we are to do this, my lord, I mean, clearly you are extremely wise and diplomatic. You must understand it would help us greatly if we could have some proof from your side that you want. No, obviously the proof is that you are not attacking them back, but a letter of note or a signet ring, something like that.
Proof that we are patient.
Proof that you are not trying to get them to put their guard down. Sir, I am at least half elf. I know they're not easy to convince.
Now leans back in his chair. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, this isn't going to go well.
With disadvantage because you are a half elf.
I am. I'm saying this in giant, though.
Base.
Nice.
Oh, no. It was a 1.
Oh,
It was a 1, and I don't get a bonus to...
It's a nat 1.
Yeah, I don't get a bonus anyway, so...
The elf child speaks with the tongue of the stone. Impressive. I will send a letter, and then we will see.
Thank you.
Convince your people.
They're no people of mine, sir.
If they are no people of yours, then they are not my people. And he kind of looks at Narlock and Zed, and there's kind of like a twitch in his eyebrow, and half a dozen of the giants around pull spears.
Sir, I only meant that I don't think of myself as an elf so much as I think of myself as half human.
Kind of lowers a hand, spears come back. Kin is difficult to break.
Yes.
We will see in time. Trevor's looking at you as well. You look like one of them at least.
If I may say in her favor, my lord, she was adopted and raised by orc kin, by giant kin.
What kin? What kin of ours, little giant?
Her brother, for one, her older brother.
My younger brother, he's just taller than me. My
Well,
I'm not sure. Are the gnomes descended from the giants?
They are.
my papa is a gnome. My papa's a gnome, and my daddy is a halfling, and my little brother, who I love more than anything in the world, is a half-orc. You see why I don't really think of myself as an elf?
Even though you were raised by elf kin.
I was raised by giant kin as well.
You are more giant than you are human, and you are more elf than you are elf, as it were. You will stay here as our guests and leave in the morning. The hunt will be provided. And the evening is very well rested.
Thank you. I'm not trying to delay here, but you mentioned one of his wives appears to be a half elf?
Yes. Very short blonde hair. Very nice green dress, though slightly dirty around the edges due to the terrain.
Any chance at all I'd be permitted to go and talk to her at any point, or would that be like overstepping a massive mark?
You can talk to anyone in the court. You're not permitted to leave the longhouse, and you are not permitted into private rooms, but you have a room made for the 4 of you to share with your animals.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine.
oh, before we leave his presence, because well, to Narlock, where he comes from in Vestige, this is just standard for him, tradition. He goes into the bag of holding and he removes the great sword of bone.
Oh yeah.
And he offers it as, to him it would be a dagger, and he says, as is tradition from the lands of Vestige, I offer this from my travels and adventures as offering to you.
kind of a hand goes over the sword, and you see a rune on the index finger ring just flare, and then the rune appears on the sword. Your tribute is accepted. And as he grasps the sword, it grows to become a great sword for a giant.
Wow.
That's not enlarge or reduce. That's something else. That's
Correct.
runes.
It's giant magic. It's very different to elf and dragon magic, which is the standard diction of wizards. Giant magic is not taught to wizards. For very good reason. It is too powerful.
Zed, thank you for your generous hospitality. We will do all we can to further the cause of peace between your people and theirs.
Thank you. Okay, you have the afternoon in the court of Mikmo the Patient, Storm Lord, Storm Giant of the Giants of Adon. You wanted to go and talk to that half-elf, didn't you?
I did, yes.
She looks interested to talk to you. Just, I don't see many of our kind around here.
No, I wasn't expecting to see a half-elf here either. It didn't sound like he likes us much.
Well, the war... The people of Oleluma are unfortunately not very forthcoming. I've tried to talk to them or tried to make things easier, and that's kind of how I turned up here. I wasn't connected to any of the tribes, so I thought I could come over and talk and arrange trade and that kind of thing, and everyone would like me, and they liked me here, so I stayed.
Makes sense, yeah. All right, so it's tribes there. I actually hadn't thought I could ask you for information. You must be from there.
It used to be. It used to be until the King of the Hunt commanded a allegiance with Vestalt, and then loads of elves just kind of left the area. So now there's just like one town where everyone's kind of huddled together against it.
Okay. That sounds more like people are frightened than they are aggressive. Anything will fight when it's cornered.
Exactly. I think that's kind of how they feel. I've tried to send letters there, but they're not accepting them.
That's all right.
You can see she's excited to talk in Elfish again, to be honest, but she's also a bit twitchy. She does actually make mention that of the wives, she is the most recent.
So, all right, that's good information, though. They're not willing to chat, but it's more because they're frightened than it is because they're actually aggressive.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fine. We don't look threatening. Well, all right, maybe we look a little bit threatening with the giant wolf, but...
I was actually going to go with the demi-giant and points at Zed.
Oh, no, he's Zed. He's a cleric. He's a priest. He's really nice.
That might help.
Sorry, I think because I'm so used to being around him, I don't realise how he must look to other people.
It's scary.
Yeah. Oh gosh. There was actually something. Okay. Actually, first of all, I should probably tell you my name because what I want to ask you is a personal question. I'm Celadine. Hi.
I'm Grethelna.
Hi, Grethelna. All right, this is a ridiculously personal question. You're a half-elf and he's a giant. How the hell does that work?
Hold on. She kind of disappears off to her room and then comes out and she hands you a book. You've already had a copy of this book. It's yoga for new wives.
Oh, I've actually... Oh, right, okay.
It is the only thing that helps. Is yours that big as well?
You could say that.
Mine... I'm not even sure if he's actually mine. It's sort of in a maybe phase.
We'll start practicing then. You don't want to start practicing after the wedding night.
Oh.
No one else here can speak Elvish, right?
I can.
Well, yes, I know you can.
Yeah, Zed is just...
Yeah. That's.
I think I can speak Elvish as well.
The sexy fire giant just kind of walks past. I can. I think the Amazons from Futurama.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No.
I just look up here and go, what are they talking about?
They're talking about snoo.
Yeah, let's see what she leans down and says.
Oh, she actually does she say that in Orcish?
She says that in Thieves' Cant.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh. Norlock just looks at her and goes, ooh, hoo, hoo, this debacle is going to get all 6s and 7s.
I just let you know that this is on a particularly sensitive subject. I could see how much she's blushing and just like, oh god.
In terms of scaling, obviously.
No.
No, I was just going to say, the Storm Giant Lord is 35 feet tall.
Yeah, he's actually taller than White Bandit is
Bandit
shortest.
8 foot tall.
What I was going to add there is point B. Is point B mine's a dragon?
Oh, I've not got much experience of that.
I mean, he can make himself about 7 foot tall, but he can't polymorph like most. I don't
That'll
think.
help.
Yeah, but he can't make himself human shaped at all.
She's kind of gives you a look and just like, I have been with humans. It's not that interesting comparatively. She kind of looks over at the Storm Lord. It's like, it sparks and is pierced.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna make this worse.
Oh,
That's when he's just Saladin just gone completely red.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's literally a lightning rod.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not the only thing they call Thor's hammer.
Oh, good. He can speak Elvish.
No, he can't. Sorry, guys.
I get the feeling there are no secrets in this palace.
Not between the wives.
All right, then. Well, I've actually already got a copy of that book. Someone else helpful sent that.
She is happy to chat with you over dinner and give you any advice that you want to her. And it's genuine friendly.
Okay, that's
It's-
nice. Then it's just chatting.
It's one half elf that married something crazy to another half elf that's being courted by something crazy.
Did yours drop dead bunny rabbits on your doorstep as well?
No.
Oh, maybe that might be a kobold thing.
I thought it was half a cow.
Both.
It was half a cow and lots of dead baby bunnies and dead chicks.
And a tree on top of the house.
Oh yeah, did yours drop a tree on the house as well?
He brought me a tree because he heard that elves like flowers.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so that's similar. Right, so that's going on.
Yeah, this is the conversation.
Norlock is off to the side with some of the other orcs and half orcs that are there, and you would just overhear him in the conversation. And while other ones went missing, for some reason, it was only the spotty ones he was really after.
Oh, the conversation is ongoing about the legend of the sock man. It's expanding. Some of them are saying he only stole women's socks from their tribe. Other ones only children's socks. Other ones he used to wear them as like earmuffs in the summer. Specifically the summer. Zed, is there anything you're doing with your time in the court of the Stormlord?
Zed goes wandering around the place looking. I'm guessing there's probably tapestries and bits.
There is. Weirdly, you do actually start to recognise some of the tattoos that are on your body.
Yeah. So it's just as he's walking around with Tibbles and observing them, he's just like he kind of closes his eyes and reaches out to Fenris. Just why half giant? I know that the orcs were descended from the giant king. Why this? He's actually quite curious.
This time you actually do get a message because you're close to a realm that Fenris did travel quite a bit in life, so there is a level of power to him here. You're close to the wilderness. You get the kind of guttural howling before the words coming. It's like, you were incinerated, Zed. There was nothing left. There was no part of you save that enchanted armor that was left at all. The magic had to build you from scratch, build you from nothing. So it latched on to the most stable thing that was there. And the most stable thing is the rock, and the rock is the giant. Magic is stupid at its core. Magic is simple. it goes for the most direct route. It is the wielder who has to be smart.
I see.
And kind of as you're getting that message, you feel something crawling down your arm. And as you kind of look, you see a vine coil around your wrist 3 times, and then from it sprouts a good berry. Just one.
A good berry.
Fenris is a ranger.
He's giving you a good berry.
Oh. Magic.
That's like basically going to a kid. I'm sorry you hurt yourself. Here's a cookie.
Yeah, exactly. Good berry, best spell.
Yeah, no, I love the good berry spell too, but then I kind of then one of my previous DMs really got pissed off about it.
Why?
Because I was basically, it just meant that we didn't have to hunt in the deserts, we didn't have to hunt in the polar regions.
You have food readily available.
You just ate a good berry.
If that's the case, then he should have introduced the rule I have that magical food, while sustaining you, you will.
It can't possibly fill you.
Or Goodberry fills and sustains you, but it can't permanently. It's a temporary fix.
Yeah, I kind of because I did a spell book with my own drawings.
Cool.
And Goodberry was one of the spells I put into it, and I said in order to cast the spell, you actually had to plant the mistletoe twig.
Ah, because the material component is just a twig of mistletoe. Yeah.
The somatic component is a wave of the hand, so it grows and the berries on the plant grow. But unless it's planted, it doesn't produce the berries.
No, and you just kind of take the mistletoe back. You take a twig off it to replace the material component. And now there's just a mistletoe bush there.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
So it wouldn't work in arid. It wouldn't work in deserts or in snow. It only works when planted into semi-fertile ground.
It would probably work just for the Goodberry, but then the mistletoe plant would die because it wouldn't thrive. So you'd get the effect of the spell, but it wouldn't produce afterwards.
And that's a good twist too on the spell. That's when people start hulking around the mistletoe bush. Yeah, we're in the desert. Yeah, I need this.
I need this one. Weird ranger. Okay, Roberto, was there anything in the longhouse that you wanted to do?
I guess I'm going to go and check out the harp playing and see what it's like and start learning the music of the giants. See if they'll allow me to incorporate that on my lute.
As you approach, you can't get a conversation started with anyone. You overhear phrases of elfkin, small one, things like that. There's a level of tension there. No one's stopping you from listening. But when you try to start a conversation with anyone around the cloud giant wife, the stone giant wife, no, it is the cloud giant wife, sorry. No one's really willing to start a conversation with you.
That's fair enough. I'll just appreciate the music, really. And
It
just
is lovely. It is lovely. It's very different to the harp playing of the Temple of Eliastre, where that was very. The music of Eliastre was amazing on every level. It was beautifully composed. It was sweet. Everything was perfectly practiced and refined. This is not like that, but it's still just as beautiful. It's almost like she's making the song up as she's going along. It's more like riffing.
There's a lot of it's just like improv and jamming and stuff like that. So
exactly. So as you're listening, it's like you'll hear snippets of songs that you know, and then it'll go into another song that you know, and then another song, and it's almost like a medley, but with no actual structure.
Okay.
It's just kind of she's enjoying her time playing the harp. By the way, the harp is like 50 feet high.
But that's what I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you would have to scale that. It would take you a minute to get from the floor to the top.
Oh boy. And I won't even have the strength to pluck one of the strings.
Each of these strings is like steel cable.
It's almost like looking at a bass turned into a harp.
Not far off. Okay. With that said, the night comes to a close. The food is incredible. It is huge portions. You two are fine. You two struggle. They're actually impressed by you two because they're looking at like what they call elfkin, because obviously half elf and halfling. They think you guys are gonna put away barely any, a bit like the half elf wife who doesn't really put much away. You two compete with like the half orcs. Like all of you have about the same amount. It's gorgeous food. It's not very well refined. It's not very well produced, but it is good.
I'm getting flashbacks to the Lexington dinner.
Actually, very similar.
Raised
it's
on
got lots of
halfling
things.
cooking, lots of it.
Yeah, lots of pies.
Lots of pies, lots of steaks, lots of gammon and beef joints and
Massive potatoes.
Yeah.
If I recall, wasn't it Roberto who came out top there, followed by Tibbles?
I think it was Narlock and Tibbles were the ones who ate the best. You did really well right up until the last bit, which is why you were doing the entirety of the blue vein mansion with disadvantage. That's when you two decided to break in.
That was literally me, and there was like my podge just coming out, and also it's like my trousers slightly undone, just to. I was like, oh, just like, oof, I'm full, and I'm just like. Ugh.
How is everyone doing for time? I know you said you wanted to finish at 11 o'clock, but are you up for keeping going, or?
I don't
we
know.
would need to wrap up for 11 because of work.
Yeah, I've got to get up at 6 to catch the train for 7 tomorrow.
Fair enough. Shall we call that now then?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so call it after the meal, yep.
Yep, we'll call that with you guys heading out for Oleluma in Fanbercho as of the 4th of the 11th.
Am I spelling Olenuma right, by the way?
Oleluma. Olleluma.
O-L-L, sorry.
E-L.
Wait, what? Hang on.
O-L-L.
Right. O-L-L, yeah.
E-L.
Yeah.
U-M-A.
U-M-A. No, I didn't manage to get a single one of the letters right.
Wow. It's all right. I got that off a Elven village translator.
Imagine at the end of the mill, I'm like, Tibbles, carry me out.
Yeah, not far off. What did everyone think of that session?
That was brilliant.
That was
Really
fun.
good.
I'm
Loved
gonna
it.
one thing because I wanted to do this while you guys are back in Dunder, but it's very quickly. Narlock.
Yes.
During the travel, you start to have restless sleep. It's not like when you first arrived in this country and was having restless nights of the nightmare where you thought you were being haunted by Rupert. This is a weird dream. Like it starts fairly nothingy, like lots of flickering lights and moving leaves and the sound of wind. But then you just get this burning feel of anger and rage and fury and just this really horrible feeling that winds up waking you up in the middle of the night. And you do manage to get back to sleep after you kind of calm down. And the dream doesn't come back, but that feeling of anger and pain and just fury. And over the nights, you've kind of gone over the dream and over the dream. And it's not your anger that you're feeling, it's anger directed at you from somewhere else. Okay,
Concerning.
that's it.
That's very concerning. Someone is not happy with him, but he doesn't know who.
Yeah.
Usually you've got a pretty good track on who's pissed off at you and why.
True.
Oh yeah, I've got a whole. He actually, if when he's talking with the party about this, he just sort of opens up a little notebook he keeps, and he's like, "I actually have a list of people who hate me here, but I can't think of anyone who hates me that much."
That it'll be creeping into your dreams.
Yeah, there's people who pissed me off, people I pissed off, but not people I've actually.
It's
Oh,
not some of these part.
Which one?
Uh,
Which
I mean-
one? Three.
It could be the Laughing King.
Could be. I mean, he'd be pissed off at all of us, though, surely.
yeah, why isn't it specifically Narlock?
I'm just wondering if Paladin.
The
What
Laughing
what-
King's sealed though.
But when I had that drink of patches, I ended up going to. Well, I ended up seeing the Raven Queen.
Okay. So you were going to say something about paladins there?
Maybe a psychic sort of connection, maybe in a way, because he's a paladin of protection, but there's probably other paladins that can sense. So I'm wondering if it might be a divine sensing that's going on.
That's cool. You did make that deal with the devil, although that was all fulfilled, so he wouldn't really have any call to. I'm not very good on deals with devils.
And Helm already said that the ends justified the means on that one.
We don't have anything with the Lord of Death, do you?
Or is it another end of the
Or
paladin?
Baal or
No, nothing more than we haven't pissed them off for as a group.
I'll
Right.
say this about the dream. It felt very animal, very feral, very primal.
You didn't annoy Rachel, did you? I'm not saying that in reference to that, because obviously we can't hear the GM, but
No.
No,
animal. It's not Malar. Shouldn't be Malar. He's been sealed.
maybe it's. Sorry, go on.
So I was thinking Inogu in some way.
I was thinking Inogu as well.
Hmm.
But again, wouldn't Inogu be pissed off at all of us?
He seemed to have a real vendetta against him.
Yeah, it really didn't like Narlock.
no, he did not. But again, he's sealed, so it wouldn't be him.
Oh, who are the other Knoll Pantheon?
It's just Inogu.
It's just Inogu.
Yeah, there is obviously Gorlick, but Gorlick is impotent in terms of deific powers.
It would be Fenris Sulfur, would it?
Ben,
Well,
can I quickly check in with him?
You'll get a message back of not this time.
Is it nope, not this time.
Thank you. I think
Why don't you ask Helm for advice?
that's not a bad idea. Yeah, he takes out the scrying orb and he just asks Helm, who is it that could be so annoyed with me or angry with me to actually invade my dreams? Who could?
oh, he's pissed off. You've pissed him off. I think you asked the right question.
Give me a religion check.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe that feeling is Helm. Helm is the one who's pissed off.
Cal's making a face, which usually means you've asked the correct question.
I didn't done it in the way that he wasn't expecting.
Question.
19.
19. The phasing on the scrying orb turns steel and then turns to blood red in tones, and you can't hear anything through a scrying orb. But you see furious red eyes, thick tusks turning upwards, not too dissimilar to an orc's, but massive, big enough to gore a wildebeest easily. And the eye is spiraling at you, specifically through the orb. And then it goes blank, and you get the message of, "In time, little paladin. Soon."
That. Uh-oh.
Who was that?
So it go red. That's not usually a good sign.
Well, let's. I'm gonna say something, Cal. Retcon it if you want, or use it if you want. Back where I come from, we don't really use horses much. They don't really exist there. We know of them, but they don't really exist there. We have hogs, wild hogs, and sometimes it's not that you find the hog and tame it. sometimes it finds you.
Are we being hunted by a massive war boar?
I've got to do
Yeah.
one addition because that 19, and you did such a good roll and you asked the right questions. You get a message in your head, and it's clearly connected to Helm and then backwards. Now, Divine Sense with Thirsty is a bit of a weird one, and I need you to roll a D4 and tell me odds or evens.
We're being hunted by a big war pig.
I'm saying evens,
Evens.
and it's a 4.
The feeling you are getting is inherently celestial in the feeling, and at this distance, it's difficult to get words, but the feeling is, I was waiting. And then the occlusion from Helm, she was waiting for you.
Wait,
Was waiting?
didn't you worship another god before you worshipped the Helm?
No.
You put. I remember you had a.
Oh no, that's just just in respect of
That was the patron deity of thieves.
yeah.
Mask.
Oh yeah, but it's like you don't really. It's like how you don't really worship the patron of thieves. You just pay respect because sometimes they're the slip of the dagger at the right moment, or the right cloud over the moon, right?
Yeah. They are almost the gift of perception.
Well, with you, they like to make you disappear through the nearest hole in the ground.
Was waiting?
So
We're being hunted
from
by a pig.
Helm directly, I can actually make a really good roll.
We'd be eaten
You
by a
remember
big
how I was
pig.
asking you about what steed you wanted?
Yeah.
And at level 4 for a paladin, you get
Oh.
a magical steed that is either celestial or fiendish in nature, that is gifted to you by your deity. Because you made the deal with Patches to get you to Dunder, you skipped where you were meant to meet her.
Oh.
So she is pissed, and she is coming for you.
Oh shit.
So Helm's given him a fiend.
No, I said celestial.
It is
It's an
celestial.
angel pig.
But it's
That's fine, and I have a name for her already.
Great.
Well, we're gonna have to tame this pig, or at least
Guys.
not to gore you to death.
Guys, when she shows up, you gotta let me deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
We would not get in the way of you and Tibbles if it came to something between you. This has to be me and her.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, with the mounts, it's very similar to the relationship between a wizard and a familiar.
I've already got a name for her.
I can't wait, because that was actually why I was hoping we'd get to the temple this session so I could introduce them.
Please don't say it's Miss Piggy.
No. Her name is going to be Hockey, but it's Hocky as in a ham hock.
Oh.
Nice.
So he's just going to see her and just go, "Hello, Hockey."
And so it's like, oh, hey, hockey.
So yeah, you are actually being
No,
hunted by your own mount at the moment.
That's
Because
fine. That's fair.
that was why I was asking, would your mount be a warg or a war pig? Because I thought you'd go for one of those two, because orc.
Nice.
Oh, we've already got one wolf in this party.
Yeah.
I have no desire whatsoever to tango with a giant pig that wants to kill us. So.
Especially one written by me. You know the kind of pigs I make.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Oink. Sorry.
Oh. Well, I'm just thinking back to the RuneQuest fight that we did with the massive pig.
Yeah, the Spartan war pig.
Yeah. The one where I did the epic leap of death.
Mm.
Okay, so what did everyone think of that session?
That was fun. I love when we have good role play like that because it's good character development. Even the silly, stupid things are good character development.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fae drinks. I'm like, oh shit, because I was like, you know, special drink.
I was
Oh,
not expecting you guys to go that, and I'm so glad I already had something prepared for them.
sweet.
The Fae drink worked so well because it was not only fun, it also introduced us to a lot of new things. We now have a new tradition with orcs of a sock on a stick.
I love that.
And if we go for even sillier, we know that Celadine and White Band would definitely work.
If a half elf can sleep with a giant and still walk afterwards, then yeah.
You just need to study the book very thoroughly.
Well, clearly it's all in the yoga.
You do have a
It's
max
all
out.
in nips. It's all in nips.
Stupid thing is that she does actually genuinely already have a copy of that, worryingly sent by her dad,
Yeah, Fosco.
because she was writing to him because she knows that she knows that he spent a weekend with a dragon. She didn't ask him what the hell he did. She just asked for a little bit of advice, and he sent a fucking yoga book.
Yeah,
Well, Bosco is the gnome, isn't he?
he's the halfling.
He's a halfling.
Okay, so, all right, I can see that then, yeah.
Have daddies kissed and made up yet?
I think so. Yeah.